Roll a con save.
Roll a con save. Real life? Shit, that one. Fuck.
With rolls a wisdom save, fails. Shit.
Shit. God damn it. Alright. Let's bring us
Reaches
back
for
to the
Chris.
map. Let's get us back here. We got a few minutes and some new people in chat. So, alright, Nasi. See how to stream? Who are you playing? What's he like? What's his background?
Oh, sorry.
What's going on, Twitches? I'm playing Michael. Michael is a human warlock. He literally grew up in a cave. He grew up with his mother, so on and so forth. Mother died for some unknown reason, and he decided to go search out humanity and find out more about like the human element, things like that. He has no weird tics or anything. He doesn't like blink or anything. I'm just kidding. He blinks constantly.
Blink Master.
He is Blink Master. He is the Blink Master. He even has a Blink dog who comes in season. But yeah, I mean, he relatively nice guy. He just knows nothing about sarcasm or anything like that. So interesting.
And Death, it is my birthday. I am the DM back in the seat. DM'd most of the games tonight. Actually DM'd a lot. But yes, it would be mine. I've been awake way too long. Well more than 24 hours. So, that is Michael. Introduce, who do we have next? Let me look at the map since I'm on the wrong one. Thrad. Who is Thrad? Ross, how are you doing?
Hello, I'm good. Thrad is a barbarian dragonborn. He is he's of the sailor background. He's in the pirate variant. Yeah, he hits stuff with an axe, and it dies. And
He does,
yeah.
and he has a nice shiny new axe, and
Yes, he just got the new axe in
he
that
got some
last
new
one.
bracers. I mean,
He's all
looking pretty
kitted out.
good.
He's
Looking pretty
feeling pretty. He's got the swag on him at the moment. He's got a little saunter on.
especially once people see that axe in motion, right?
Yeah, exactly. Once it's
People
once
don't
it's all
even know
fine.
about it.
I know it's all attuned now. He's ready. He's ready. He's ready for everything.
And thank you, Death. I'm getting old. Sparts, tell us a little about you. We'll introduce your character in the one shot.
Tell us about me?
Yeah, just who are you? Since Andrew's gonna be introduced later.
Okay, so, I mean, this is kind of awkward. Hi, my name is Spartans282, other known as Boggle, aka Sir Elliot, aka Redneck Elliot and Bubba Bear, aka a whole bunch of other names I can't really remember because they're all the same half the time. I am a nerd, obviously, as much as all of us are here. Do security guard work. I just got off of work actually to join this one shot. Been doing D&D for almost 3 years. I do DM also and create games for this Discord and personal real life friends whenever they come over and stop being lazy.
Shots fired.
And yep, shots fired. And my favorite ice cream is vanilla. I'm currently single. No.
I'm disappointed you didn't start off with long walks on the beach.
Yeah.
And go that route. I'm a little bit disappointed.
Long walks on the beach. No.
Long walk.
Abby, you've been here the whole time. Who are you playing?
Yes,
What are you doing?
I've been here for probably more time than you have. Which is saying something.
Bullshit.
I was here when you woke up, so. I'm playing Raph, the half-elf paladin. Queen's Knight. Well, no, he did succeed in his last mission. I will say that. So
he's
at this
on a winning
moment,
streak.
no, at this moment, the failures to wins is 3 fails, 1 win. Yeah, not doing too good in that department. I have 4 dogs. One of them is called Dexter, and if you hear barking in the background, it's probably him picking a fight with someone. Mainly his reflection.
All right.
Um,
And Huglos,
Also-
are you able to tell us a little bit about you and Kimmel?
I am. I'm Free Huggles. I play Kimmel Malbec. He is a knight with a few roguish tendencies. He is from the land of Melbeck. Not a lot to tell about him. He keeps to himself, doesn't share things. The
Doesn't
others
share
probably think they
crucial
should.
information, like explosives.
You know, he understands how to keep a secret.
That he does.
At the worst possible time.
So, Kimmel, Raph, Throd, and Michael, you are in the Fearless Wolf. And
Sorry. This one.
Oh, are you here, Matt? I didn't know you were here. Who are you playing?
Well, it sounds like you guys need a healer.
Generally speaking. I mean, not super important in this one, though. I'll say. Unless you really fuck it up. Like, if you really fuck it up, yes, you'll need a healer.
Okay.
So,
Can I bring the twins?
Yeah, you could bring the twins.
Okay.
You can play the super creepy
But
twins.
they need experience and but they're not great at not dying.
Oh, we should also mention that the twins may not the twins, but Tassar may or may not have survived a Trask. Not going to tell you anything else past that. So,
Might have what? Sorry?
survived a Trask. Don't worry about it. We didn't put your character in life-threatening danger when you were sleeping. It didn't happen. Don't worry about it.
No, not at all.
Oh, okay.
I didn't kill two of Firefly's characters.
No.
Uh-huh.
So, and then, so okay.
Alright, I will bring creepy twins.
So the creepy twins, Kimmel, Raph, Throd, and Michael are in the wolf, and I mean, just about everyone but the twins and Kimmel at this point have. I mean, Kill's probably generally aware because he's heard over the Green Pearl, or he heard from Tassar or Tenon. It's going to be one of those days. It's one of those days where things are happening in rapid fire. You have been consistently going out on missions because a lot of things are happening today as we've played a full day in Penrith in D&D games in real time that it's one of those just one of those days, unfortunately. And money's been made. People have generally been relatively successful, and feeling a little bit better than about a week ago. Today when we did the last 24-hour, and things weren't going so hot. Misty kind of motions to most of you to meet her up at the bar.
Michael blinks and slowly makes his way over there. I have no problems with the cocoa today, ma'am.
Great. I've never made the cocoa. That's why I give you hell about complaining about it to me.
Raph then looks at him and goes, "Why did you ask me to purify it then?"
Quiet, you.
Sell out.
So as everyone's good. There's we finally got word. You are the capable. She kind of gives it like she's seen the twins in action. She knows they can handle their own, but at the same point, they're really creepy. She gives them an odd look. We know you can handle your own, and that's when she gives that weird look.
They just sort of watch her.
She stresses this. This is not a combat mission. I'm sorry, Throd.
Throd is looking at Shiny Axe, looks up at Misty, looks down again, and goes, "Aww."
She looks at it and goes, "But there's a reason I'm sending you as well.
Can I take the axe?
You can, of course, take the axe.
Hey! He cheers.
Understand that
I'm just picturing him.
you are playing literally on the border here. You will be sitting on the border between the countries. There's a single tavern where our contact will be meeting you. You need to figure out who that contact is. Understand that I could tell you, but if you don't, I don't know which one will be there. As far as we know, one of them made it, and just made it to the tavern. The problem with me telling you is they could be, depending on who it is, they could be appearing as anyone. There are casters. There are a number of different individuals about. So I can't... I'm giving you as much as I literally can give you.
Of course.
Do you have any other questions concerning the mission?
What do we need to do once we found the content?
You need to get... They will have a scroll case for you. And in that scroll case will contain the location of where Carrick is being held. We need this as quickly as possible so that we can assault it before they move again at night.
How will they identify themselves?
I couldn't tell you because each of them has their own different way. You need to figure out and talk to everyone. The other part of this is I need you to be on the lookout for anyone that might be a spy on the other way. If they see us coming, or can see, figure out who our spy is before, with the right amount of contact, it could put all of you in danger, or put Carrick in even more danger. They might just kill him before and then bring his body back. I don't know.
Well, it sounds important.
His life depends on it.
We will do our best.
She nods. Anyone else have anything?
Tell me a little about this tavern.
It's the Windy Bear Inn. There is a single open route of travel through the mountains. This tavern lies literally on the border. It has allegiances to neither country. It operates freely. The path is open because there are people that might flee. However, the path is often dangerous and does not really... It's no way to move an army. That being said, we can get you relatively close so that you don't have to worry about the dangers of the journey, but merely worry about the tavern itself.
Of course. Tell me a little bit about the bar owner.
The bar owner is one Waylar Taverner, human male, mercenary for hire, who's kind of hung up his hat. And he's worked for both sides.
Interesting.
Firefly, what's up?
Misty, do you know... What has he told you of the other side? I don't need specifics. I'm trying to gauge the man.
Trying to gauge the man. He has his
Just
opinions.
to share their information with you. Behind their back.
He has his opinions, but he's been out of the game for about 10 years now, so his information is a bit dated, per se. Other than
Fair
hearsay
enough.
and rumors.
Fair enough.
The one thing I'll say is, don't piss him off.
That's cardinal rule number 1, is it not, Misty? Never piss off the person running the bar.
He keeps inside his fences. He's a neutral zone. You draw knives, you draw axes inside. He will take no shit, basically, and he will put anyone down. Whether you're guards, or whether you're either side, whether you're a good paying customer or not. That is his little sanctuary, and he will protect it with his life.
Of course. As is his right.
Looks at everyone else. Any other questions?
Is there anything we could bring with us to endear ourselves to contact?
Looks, at Raph, and well, I mean, you're not exactly going undercover here.
Is my armor still black from last time?
Well, you would have come back. You would have been sleeping, so the enchantment would have worn off.
Is
You
more
would have
than-
destroyed your own armor.
do you want me to take my armor off?
I mean,
Raph
you're-
actually sounds terrified at this.
Take it too long to get
We're
into
not-
it. You don't have anything lighter you can wear.
No. Well, this is mithril. It's quite light to begin with.
I'm talking about for appearances. You're walking in as a full knight. Not many are going to make that hike in full plate mail.
He looks at it, and you see the disappointment in his eyes that he doesn't want to part with it, but he nods and understands.
I'll keep it in the back room. Come on. And she kind of
I-
motions you.
I have some common clothes lying around.
I got a breastplate or so. And she kind of moves, motions you into the back room. Kind of opens Carrick's office for you. Grabs. It's not going to be a perfect fit, but you kind of put it on. It moves a little bit, but it would serve protection. You have a breastplate.
I feel so naked.
Hands you a different shield, as your shield is Old Penrith.
He's watching his armor drop, and he's like,
Thrad looks unimpressed.
Okay, Raph comes out
The wizard
looking like a
are just
person.
standing there like, what?
Raph looks very awkward right now, and he shuffles to the side, like embarrassed that he doesn't have his full plate because he was so proud of his armor.
You'll have it back, don't you worry.
Okay.
Looks at all of you. Then are we ready?
How long will it take us to get there?
Well, as long as Merlin's not too drunk, it shouldn't take you too long.
Excuse me a few
Okay,
minutes.
so how long will it take us?
We'll find out, won't we?
Kill's gonna spend the 5 minutes taking out all his hidden knives, putting them in his bag of holding.
Mysterious
The
and
twins
eyebrow.
look impressed.
Weapons
They're nice.
are allowed.
Oh, I'm not an armored, don't get me wrong, Misty. But I don't want to seem overtly.
There's the sound of a cutlery drawer being emptied somewhere.
Yeah.
Thrad blinks. That is.
Hey,
He only has like 47 knives on his list that he's gone out and bought. Alright. He's still got space for more.
Only.
Michael looks over and honestly thinks about getting Kimmel a knife block for his birthday.
You missed it.
Before we leave, Michael would like to, right before we leave, Michael would like to cast telepathic bond using ritual on the party.
You see Merlin enter as you like, can I have 10 minutes? He nods. As you go through the ritual. He's walking a little bit sideways. There's a little kind of misstep in his gait, but he's alright. Should be about a 5-minute walk, okay? Should be fine.
Alright.
Uh-huh.
Raph
Michael-
stares.
In his hand.
Yeah,
The twins are gonna cast mage armor on themselves as soon as I get roll 20 loaded.
Raph has those puppy dog eyes look that like, you're not going to do anything mean, are you?
No, I'm gonna put you there so you don't have to hike for a week.
Michael looks at him and says, 5 minutes?
Yeah, it's,
5-minute walk?
that's the
Question.
Did you get it fixed, Thurad? I was about to go pop it open.
Yeah, no, I've just bumped it up the amount it needs to be bumped up by
There you go.
in the cog. It's cool.
Question, yes?
You obviously time is of the essence.
Yes.
We're getting there really fast. Are we to hike back? Like, I'm
looks
okay
across-
with doing that, but
Looks across and stops. That looks spins. Do you have sending?
We do, and also if we had the proper components, could cast a teleportation circle.
Oh. Starts rifling through his robes. There you go. This way I can take a nap. There's Rare and Kanjok.
Alright. They will hide that away.
You've
Okay.
studied the circle here, right?
Yes, of course.
Okay.
We know it well.
Last thing we need you to do is mess it up. And he just kind of... Alright, you guys ready?
I suppose so.
Sticks out the hands. The arcane kind of streaks are coming from each of his fingers as they wrap around. All of you, you shield your eyes from the bright blue light as everyone makes me a dexterity saving throw.
I can't roll.
I got you. Don't you worry.
I'm almost.
It's not against damage.
It's a dexterity saving throw or
Yes.
dexterity.
Dexterity saving throw. So if you're proficient in it, you have a good time. And Raph, your bonus doesn't actually come into play here. Okay. Thrad is good.
Roll 20 is
I
lagging.
also opened Sindel. I did not open Kimmel.
Thrad has done really well on that.
Oh god, no,
that
don't do a
roll.
dex saving Sindel.
Okay. Kimmel's done. I'll get you, Madfish. How'd you sleep, by the way, Madfish?
Pretty good. I feel alright for only having about 5 hours of sleep.
Oh, so that's -5, Raph, because your thing doesn't kick in here.
That's actually -7.
Minus-
No, that's just -2. It's just without the 5.
You have I thought you had a negative dexterity.
No, it's not 19 -2.
Oh, it's 19 -2? Okay.
Yeah.
So, that's a 17, but you're still doing good. And the twins on a 9. Okay. So, Michael, you're first out the gate here. As, you kind of step forward and you land on your chest. You start penguin diving down a slope. You can see the tavern. You kind of put you to the side, and you're basically penguin diving down a slope towards the tavern. Thrad, which way would you like to go? You kind of catch yourself on the ledge. You realize you're sliding your way down.
Thrad is just going to chuckle and he's just going to like, almost looks like he's snowboarding. He's just going to go for it.
Okay, makes it down. Raph, you also have the option.
Raph is gonna snowboard down on his borrowed shield.
Okay. And Kimmel, you also have the option.
Kimmel will kind of put his feet in snowboarding position and just go for it.
He does.
Any chance the twins can get on their broom?
No.
Or
Unfortunately,
did
on a
they
9.
fall?
Fortunately, on a 9.
Oh.
One twin goes to grab the other, and like the hands slip, causing the other one to fall. I don't care which twin it is, but you can decide how this plays out. One twin basically uses the other as a sled as they slide all the way down, chittering the entire way. So you can figure out which twin was riding which, but but that event happens for them.
All right.
You're good.
The one at the bottom looks very unimpressed.
Ant, give me a perception check.
Perception. Let's see.
Just Ant. Yep. There you go. Starting with your character. There you go. Just add your name to the character, please. On the thing, show name.
Yep. I don't know why it's not like that already, but okay.
Because it's the first time you rolled with it.
Yep. There we go.
So, Ant, you notice all these people kind of sliding down. What's your reaction to all this?
Where am I currently at?
Outside, you're making your way to the tavern.
Okay. What's the terrain like? Like, is it it's all snowy or is it like flatland? Is it mountaintop?
You're in the mountains. You're literally in the mountains.
Sweet. This is my favorite terrain. I'm just gonna look at this and kind of like raise an eyebrow. Ant right now currently he has like his hood up. He has what looks like to be goggles on and is just staring at this. Is it daylight or is it like nighttime?
It's 1:10 p.m.
Yeah, he has goggles on and he's just staring at this, kind of with a cocked head to the side. I'm just his reaction really is curiosity, and he's he was going to go towards the tavern, but now he's gonna kind of head over to the group that is bobsledding straight down the mountainside.
Yeah. Did you all kind of come to a rest? There is describe Ant to them what they're seeing.
Well, for those who see him directly right now, you see a cloaked figure with his hood up. Those who can see within his hood, you see really, really pale skin, white hair, and he's wearing goggles. His mouth and nose area is kind of covered because it is snowing, and pretty much he has like a leather armor underneath in between the little flaps of his cloak that is covering him, and he has two swords on the side of his on his sides as he starts approaching you guys.
The twins are sort of talking to each other and cleaning each other up after having gone down the hill.
Raph just picks up the shield, brushes it off, and lets out a long, deep, sorrowful sigh.
Raph, give me an investigation check.
Sure.
Or history, your choice.
Which ones do I have? That's the question. I have both. No, I don't. I have history, so.
You note some of the markings, and some of the style choices based on, this person standing in front of you is definitely from the south, from Atheon, the country. Seems Ranger-esque. Could be from like, basically where you are, but could be from either like, depending because a lot of these people move around, likely from Fairview or Swifthorn, or that's where at least they call home.
Raph is going to straighten up and kind of. He doesn't seem comfortable. Just like there's no weight. He feels like it's too light. You can see the uneasiness. And he looks at the newcomer and he nods his head and he goes, "May your arrows be swift and your tracks never seen."
Oh, I forgot to mention he does have a longbow and a quiver on his back. He looks to Raph and kind of like in a curious tone. He just says, "Why are all of you sledding down a hillside in the middle of the day?"
Why would we do it during the night?
Nighttime has more cover, at least for me.
But, I mean, some of these people can't see in the dark. Rocks, dangerous at night.
They're kind of looking at their dirty clothes like it was somewhat of an accident.
Yeah, they fell.
One of them
Everyone else
says,
had fun.
The other one's like, is apologies for our rude intrusion.
Anselin like kind of looks around at the people that are, around this tavern. Is this like a city, Sev, or
No,
what is
it's literally a tavern. You
Just a
have
tavern?
two like kind of crevices. I'm sorry, you have a crevice at the bottom of two peaks. You saw them kind of halfway up on one, sliding down. It's literally this nook in there. It's and I'll show you now because you guys are basically there and basically together.
Okay. Is there any
Guys.
people outside?
No, it's cold.
Yeah.
It's snowing. You are basically looking at the outside of this. You've been here before, though. Your background and what you've done, you've definitely been here before.
Mhm.
So,
It's not every day people sled from, and he points to the top of the hill that you guys came down from. It's like, come from that hill. It's quite dangerous.
Well, I mean, the best hills for sledding are always dangerous, are they not?
Michael stands up and starts spitting snow out because he basically belly slid the entire way. You're telling me?
I mean, look at him. He really loved it.
It was the fun. Can we do it again?
Sure. Run up the hill, Michael.
Michael thinks about it for a minute, blinks, looks back to them, looks back at the hill. Don't wait. We have something we have to do, right?
That's right, Michael.
I remember.
We have to get hot chocolate.
What are we waiting here for?
Judging by their clothing, Sev, would Anselin know that if they're from the north or the south?
you would assume based on clothing and openness. I mean, you look around. There are a couple observant. The races are heavily mixed, and the fact that there's a half elf with them, they're likely from Athena.
Yeah. Okay. He's like,
The twins would be wearing clothing that would be probably pretty unfamiliar to them because they wear their traditional clothing most of the time.
Yeah.
"Alright, he looks.
Like he's slumming it.
He what?
Raph looks like he's slumming it.
You guys aren't from the north, are you?
Thrad looks up. That would depend how far north you go, and whether or not you're on this continent. He shrugs.
Do you
But
have a
also
map? Because we come from all the way over here.
Do I have a map of this area?
Wait,
Probably have not like a really
Not like a
like,
map.
nice map, but you have a map. Probably not
Crude.
professionally made, crude, but probably noted with like hunting trails and stuff like that.
Yeah. Raph pulls a winter and points off the map.
Well, depending on how far north you guys have come from, if you are from the south, most people in the north, and he looks to who's the half elf? Michael?
Hey.
Oh, Raph? Is Raph wearing a helmet, or can I actually see that he's a half elf?
I think he
he
would
has
have
no
given me
helmet.
Okay,
Oh.
he points to
She's
Raph.
it's got like winter like stuff on, but you still can kind of tell from the ears.
Okay. He points to you, Raph, and he says, "You have to be from the south, your group, otherwise you, sir, would not be standing here right now."
Maybe I'm just good at running away. I mean, you saw how I slid down the slope.
It's curious. I grew up in these mountains, so... Come, it's very cold. And he kind of like brushes... He kind of like tightens his cloak around his body and starts heading off towards the tavern.
Okay.
So, you grew up around here then? Raph walks along behind him. Or beside him.
They will follow walking together in their creepy way. It's a little unsettling.
Michael follows, trying to brush himself off.
You'd know, looks at him and you're right. I should be dead a long time ago, and I have a sibling. They're a full-blooded elf. I'm trying to get in touch with them. Would you know any routes to get to them?
What parts?
Well, any routes that would go unnoticed through these mountains.
I can lead you through the mountains, but I don't venture far north. Let's say my people are not very welcome.
I know the feeling.
Yeah, he's like a very, very pale person. He still has his hood up, so you can't really.
No, but I mean, he's like half elves aren't welcome up the north, so he sympathizes. He connects with you on that level. You know, we're bros now.
Okay.
So you guys are moving up towards the bar.
Which one's
porch is here? Porch is right in front of you.
So it's this one?
Yep.
Okay.
Alright, you guys open the door to the bar. It is relatively packed, but there is a few people that kind of stand out amongst the crowd.
Ancelin will... since I've been here before, I'll probably wait till the barkeep and then head over here to get a drink.
Where did my new friend go? I'm confused. Where did my new friend go?
What's the barkeep's name?
The barkeep's name, and I will, as that has been uncovered by the players. Give me a second. I'll actually put it. They're all on the tokens.
Michael's going over here by the fireplace to warm up.
We have guests, or you have guests that just arrived today.
Ant, how are you? How's lunch been treating you?
With the snowfall, it's not that great.
That is the fucking mountains. Yeah, there's a smile there. The usual then.
Yes, please. And he puts
grabs you your ale of choice. It gets you kind of a plate. Not super hot food, like just whatever kind of like, stuff to pick at. Just because, you've come here a number of times. Kind of nods to you, Raph.
Raph nods back. Any chance?
I haven't seen you before.
Just came in. Slid down the mountain, in fact.
So you took a really hard way then?
Yeah, I'm not bright, but it's the easiest way to avoid
you
getting...
survived.
Yeah, he's like, it's the easiest way of avoiding getting killed by pointy sticks. He kind of gestures. Like,
he like pulls down like his collar and shows like where it might have been an arrow or a spear, something along the lines, but like there's a nasty scar. That he shows you. He's like, yeah, pointy sticks, they fucking suck. What do you want?
Yeah. Hot chocolate and maybe something to eat. If not hot chocolate, whatever is warm.
He's like, I get some water boiling. It kind of gets, and mind you, like we're talking like hot chocolate from the Middle Ages. It's much more of a crude sort of drink than what you're used to in today. So he puts it in. He starts making it, boiling water. Kind of gets something to stir it with as he puts it down. You're not to stir it yourself. He's one man in a bar. Small.
Yeah.
Food should be done in, lunch is just missed. The cook should be coming around not too long.
What's the damage?
It's a couple copper. It's not that expensive.
It's
like all drinks.
He hands over a gold coin and is like, for the warm welcome. It's really appreciated.
It does bite on it. Checks the trail, tosses it. You kind of get the toss it. You hear a clink. He's got some sort of contraption that he doesn't keep his money on him. He knows the potential. He tells you that he grabs you kind of a plate. There's these there's dried meats, a couple of pieces of cheeses, and it looks like sliced apples. Just kind of like this little, very small. He goes, that can start you. Cook will come around not too long.
Thank you very much.
That being said, you guys are all posted up across the bar. It is 1:24 in the afternoon. In order for you guys to have a legitimate chance to rescue Karak, this one shot should be completed by 3:30. It gives you 2 hours to try and figure things out. I'm not going to put you in turn order. You are working as a team. You have telepathic bond up for the aspects of this one shot. Michael, your duration of telepathic bond will last until the end of the one shot. Not
Sev,
just one.
Thank you.
Can I ask if we can set up a DM group for the telepathic?
You have a telepathic bond. Use the chat.
So we can keep a list of what we're talking about.
Yeah, use the chat if you want to do a DM group too. Whatever works for the team. I'm not gonna put any sort of restrictions on it.
Obviously, Anselin is not part of this. Is he a part of this?
Yeah. No,
Bond?
he wasn't there. It was cast.
Yeah.
Antlin was cast. However, Michael, for the aspect of this, because we had to introduce him, and he wasn't in Penrith, I will allow you to add him, but it's going to take 10 minutes for you to be added. So for the next, until 1:36 or whatever that is in your time, so 3 hours. So what, 9:36 a.m.?
Okay.
Is in like 10 minutes. Until then, you will not be able to communicate with them.
Well,
You're very
technically it's
telepathically.
10:26 right now.
10:26. Sorry, it's been a long 30-something hours.
I saw the Red Bull.
Yeah, this is number 2.
Oh God.
There's 2 more in the fridge. We might go over time. Who knows? We usually do. That being said, you work as a team. If someone is taking time and you need something to get in, figure out who's doing what. I have all the NPCs. There are NPCs that you cannot see from where you're currently sitting. I will tell you that. There is Anton, when he is able to tell you. I will give you this information now because I will have to give it to him at some point. So why don't I give it to him now? You guys know. This store is leased to quarters. There are rooms for rent. The first 2 rooms on either side are single-bedded rooms. You would then know that there's 2... After you go through the first 2 doors on each side, he would tell you that there are doors of 3. Those usually don't get rented out unless a group of your size came through. He tells you at the very end of the hall, where there's also this door outside. At the very end of the hall, there's a door. It leads to kind of less than optimal sleeping arrangements. But, sometimes families that might be trying to escape or go from one country to the other in hopes of a better life would rent it out because they're already paying an arm and a leg getting through the mountains themselves. He would tell you that there is a second floor to this establishment. However, you are not able to access it. It is Waylar's personal home. And there are obviously food storages and stuff like that, but you wouldn't go out. And would also be able to inform you that this building over here, to the right, is the where the cook is. They cook out. And would be able to tell you the large building to the south is the stables. Though rarely used. So.
Oh, where are the twins at?
Where would you like to have the Madfish?
Still can't quite see the map.
I'm gonna put them at. I'm gonna put them next to Michael by the fire because they also get really cold. For now.
Yeah, they
And
would.
Once
They
you
would
can see,
probably get a good vantage point where they would be able to kind of look around and.
that's a pretty good vantage point.
Okay.
That being said, again, the people on the map are your more important people. The ones that would stick out to you, right? There's probably about 40 people in this tavern right now. a number of people that are just having conversations. Weary travelers, a couple of rangers, stuff like that. But no one that would stick out to you in terms of rangers either. But if you want to go off and talk to common men, you could. Just understand that if you ask me for their names, they're going to be called NPC number 1, number 2, number 3.
That's fine. Can you could you shift ping, please?
Yes, I can.
So when I catch up, I'll know where I am.
You have been shift pinged. And I will check. Alright, stream. You guys are going to be pretty much at this viewpoint for the majority, unless I need to move you. Should be able to see pretty fine. Yeah, you just can't see that. Alright. So, are you guys ready on your end with who's doing what and whatnot? Understand your roles are pretty much going to be diplomacy based. Using magic will be noticeable. You are the new people in the tavern.
Yeah. While we're waiting for telepathic bond to set up and everyone's figuring out what they're going to do, Raph is actually going to talk to his new friend. And he's going to look. It's Ant, right?
Yes, Antlin.
Antlin, tell me about these parts. You seem to live here.
Well, these parts are where I usually hunt. Mostly in the night. I'm not one for the day, but every once in a while it is needed. And he kind of like chuckles and points to the crude hot chocolate that he made you, and he says, "Careful with that. That'll put hair on your chest." And he looks to Whaler and kind of gives a grin.
He nods. He gives you a nod.
Raph looks at him. Oh, so is this a challenge then? And he takes the first swig of the hot chocolate.
Yeah, I mean it's not what you'd be used to if you were to go make hot chocolate right now, Epi.
Yeah,
for
like,
what you're ordering, it's it's a little stronger.
Not bad.
But it's definitely hot chocolate.
At least it's getting that warmth back into me. He picks at the plate. He actually slides the plate over for and to have some of the sliced meats and apple slices, and he like.
Ant just looks at the plate, then looks down at his own plate, and that's already has food on it, and he kind of shakes his head. At the same time, he also pulls down his goggles to his neck, and then pulls off his hood. What you see now is the silvery white hair, like that's kind of in a ponytail, and it's tightly, pushed back, and his eyes are like a silver.
Raph,
With like very, very pale skin, and he's a full elf to you.
Raph actually raises an eyebrow, like, I've never seen your kind before. You are truly unique, and I mean that as a compliment.
Yeah, the twins are pretty interested.
On the map, the twins are over by Michael
They
at the
could
fireplace.
the general outline
yeah.
of you, they could definitely see it.
Yeah.
And kind of stick out.
Let's see where we at.
You'd be a terrible rogue. Your parents alone.
It's like my being raised by a gnome does that.
What makes you unique, or turns your silver?
What'd you say at the end?
Or turns your eyes silver?
I'm not sure about either. He kind of like looks around the room for a moment. All the people that are shown on here, the NPCs, they're all people that Antlin would not like recognize. Is that what we said, right?
Yeah, you don't really notice anyone specific. I mean, there's a couple people to you that stick out as you've seen them a couple times, but they're none of these people.
Okay.
You notice a couple of the rangers, the hunters, that might be passing through.
Raph is actually going to look around, and he's going to quite openly ogle most of the female customers. Like, she's pretty. Just, like any guy would when they see a beautiful girl, kind of thing.
All right. So Waylor leans down since Throt is at the bar. Drink. What do you want?
I could kill a cup of warm tea.
What kind of tea?
What do you have?
We got breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Lunch would seem appropriate.
He nods. Kind of makes you. I mean, it's. If you're a tea snob, it's terrible. But if you just enjoy tea, it's not bad. I mean, you get the fact that you saw where you are. Probably not too many tea merchants that want to make the hike.
Yeah, he's not too much of a tea snob. He'll enjoy it. It's fine.
Yeah.
Not too much.
And you are a white dragonborn or a silver dragonborn?
I'm a white dragonborn.
Looks so. Not too uncomfortable for you then, huh?
No, it's pleasant this time of year.
Should warn you though. There might be some in here that aren't too keen to the color of your scales right now.
They have an issue with the color of my scales?
Only because of some other issues. Not nothing personal to you, I believe.
Huh.
There's a rather large white dragon causing quite a ruckus in these hills. Picked off quite a number of families.
A white dragon.
Yeah. And you know how people can be.
Yep. You see something with scales in the same color? Screw them.
Exactly. So,
Yeah.
just keep your head on swivel. You'll be fine in these fences, but when you leave.
I'll not stick around too long. It'll be fine.
Yeah.
Thank you for the warning.
He nods.
Kimmel's gonna roll his eyes at Raph. Hitting on the girls.
As you're sat next to one.
Raph hasn't actually said anything yet. So, meta.
You were clearly ogling, is what you said.
Yeah, you did say clearly ugly.
No, clearly ugly, yes, but I haven't hit on anyone.
Still.
Okay.
Kimmel's gonna look to the bartender. Vodka.
What shelf? You get you see there's 3 shelves. He's got a low, he's got a mid, and he's got a high.
Top.
All right. Shot of glass.
It's more civilized than a glass.
Wine glass. You make it look all fancy
Don't
for you.
push it.
You get like there's a good natured ribbing there. But yeah, you're good. You can participate with them in the bonds. Get you a nice, not quite wine glass, but more civilized, and kind of hands it to this lady at the corner, who brings it over to the table you're sitting at.
You got specific.
Or are you sitting at the bar, or are you sitting at this table?
No, he's sitting at the bar. I just.
Oh, okay.
It was either on the bar or on the table.
I know. I that's why I was wondering. Then he just sits it in front of you.
As he puts the glass on the table, he's going to ask, so you got a specific privy around here, or is it usual?
It's usual.
Awesome. How much is that?
I can't even think right now. Sorry, I'm drawing a blank.
He'll put down whatever plus a little extra,
Yeah, it's not much.
and he will walk outside.
Okay. Where are you heading outside?
around the back.
Okay. All right, so you were heading outside.
Sorry, what? Were you talking to me?
No, Kimmel's going out the back.
Okay.
So that is where Kimmel's off to. What else? Who else is someone trying to flag someone down? Talking? What are you doing?
The people that you have in the bar specifically, Mark. I know you said there's more.
Yes.
Are those the ones who just look kind of suspicious to us?
They
or...
look the most likely to be either friend or foe. Everyone else seems very common, or family. There's no one moving. You kind of realize anyone in a large group or a family that's not like adventuring age or adventuring kind of build, it likely isn't going to be the person to be able to hike up here this quick. It's going to be someone relatively capable, and of these look the most capable people to you that you see here. There are other people elsewhere in the thing that could be the contact as well. These are generally what you guys would pick up.
Michael's gonna go to the he's gonna be just, oh, I'm getting warm now. Warmth is good. But then he's just gonna slowly make his way to the bar and look at the bartender and blink. Where can I go to the bathroom?
Outside, shed. You'll see
There's
it
a shed?
just north.
There's a shed to the north?
Yep.
Michael's gonna run out and go to the north. Is it over by where Kimmel is?
Yeah.
Okay. He's gonna go over there and sees that tree and considers something.
You would see you see a couple little kind of outhouses out there.
Okay.
There's a couple. There's like a dug path through the snow to each of them.
He's gonna go into one of them and he's
Oh,
gonna
how dare
cast
you!
Detect thoughts. Yeah.
What's your range in detect thoughts?
Let me post it real quick.
Did Kimmel actually go to the privy, or did he?
No, he went out and cast comprehend languages, but he.
Okay. That's what the privy was. That's what he was asking about, by the way. Same thing. Concentration up to a minute. Within 30 feet of you. You likely, depending on where Kimmel has positioned himself, sense Kimmel. Nothing else comes up where you are.
Is it? Okay, hold on.
You just don't have anyone, like they're a little bit more than 30 feet away.
Right, but is it? But this wall, right here.
Yep.
Is it within? Is it 2 feet of rock?
2 feet? Probably not. I mean, it's near that. Oh, okay. I was gonna wait.
There I am. Sorry about that.
Not a problem.
Is it?
It's near that, but it's not. Your spell would pass. But it's near that to be able to survive up here and stay intact. Lots of snowfall, heavy. Can get very heavy.
Right. Well, I was asking because it can penetrate that. That's what I was asking.
Yeah, I know. I was just explaining just basically what you're looking at.
Okay. So I can only sense Kimmel right now.
Well, if you were to walk up to the wall, that would change. But from being in the outhouse,
right,
you can only sense Kimmel.
Right. Well, after I cast it, I'm going to walk up to the wall and just walk along the wall.
Okay.
And just see what I can detect.
I mean, you kind of get a bunch of different thoughts. You would have to focus in on someone, right, to get their surface thoughts.
Right. Well, do I remember the positioning of where? I mean, I'm assuming these right here
You got
are
windows.
windows.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
If I-
there is a dugout path in the snow around
Right.
underneath. Because if you were to look straight up, right, you would have
Right.
about 1.5 feet, maybe 2 feet of a slanted roof at a pretty big angle, and then you're almost walking into like a tunnel of snow on your right, the roof above you, the wall on your left, because of the way the snow falls off and the snowfall. The windows you can see through, and there is a clear path dug around. You know,
Well,
you're not up to no good, as far as like Waylor would be able to tell. And there's no guards that you're
Right.
aware of.
All right. Well, as I walk along and I stop at stop at a window and all that, if I see
Yep.
any of the ones who
You
I think are the
basically
most,
have the window here, and the window right below you.
Right.
This is kind of a door that seemed to be barred from the inside. It's one of those it's they hide
like
it
a
there,
fire
but
exit.
it's more or less, or abandoned
Well, I mean,
exit. And then
for the one-
you would notice the one more door, a window over there that look in.
Okay. Well, I'm going to look at the ones that I can tell, like the ones that we were thinking were the most likely, and just try to read their surface thoughts.
Okay, so which one are you reading first? And see how long.
Let's
this
start.
is.
Let's start with this one.
Okay. Let's see. I just want to read this real quick. I mean, the surface thoughts of this one are much along the lines of, I'm fucking hungry. Where the hell is this wench? I've been here for over an hour. That's all he's really thinking about. Seems to be where his mind is right now.
Okay. And then the eye patch commando right there.
Harder to read your surface thoughts. What languages do you speak?
Common, Elven, and Celestial.
No, you'll get it because it's Elvish.
I think the detect thoughts isn't affected by language because you're going straight to thoughts. I'm not sure.
It was depending. I was either gonna get. He was gonna learn something either way. It was if you didn't speak the language, you wouldn't get like the I'm hungry. You just get this kind of sensation of waiting, and some sort of need, because it's depending on how detect thoughts plays in the game. You from her though, because you do speak Elven, you get this point of basically that she's waiting for someone, that there's things on the line, but that's basically all that is really run through her head. No, obviously there's nothing specific.
Okay. Since it's 30 feet, guy in the gray right there.
Thoughts are of a very winter-esque kind, as he is staring currently at her. That is where his mind
sorry.
is.
I'm sorry, you cut out after winter.
Winter-esque thoughts of the young lady at the table by herself.
He's
Got
He's pulling a Raph.
I was about to say, Raph, you've got competition. And then guy over here in the green.
That is actually a female, by the way.
Whatever, person in the green. It's K. All right, we don't know.
No, clearly, when you were inside, you would have clearly known the female. You find much of this. This job is going to take forever. Sort of vibe from her. Very, very anxious.
Very anxious. Okay. By the way, I'm relaying all this to.
Over the telepathy.
Right.
I take anything you guys are learning now as being relayed immediately. That you have to say, because you have it all up. Everyone's in it.
Right. And I guess a person over by the twins.
Yeah, you kind of figure. You look at them at the window because you don't have a spot. There's a sense of trouble. can't quite make out of it because that's where it gets specific. There's a sense of trouble in waiting.
Trouble in waiting,
Trouble in waiting. Yeah.
and I guess the dwarf. It looks like.
That was the dwarf. Yeah, the dwarf. Or are you looking at the bard? Yep.
The person with the red hair.
Yep, that is the dwarf. Yep. That was
Okay.
trouble in waiting.
Trouble in waiting, and and I'm sorry, the person by the twins you said was
Oh, I didn't realize. I thought you had pointed to this one first.
no.
Someone
no,
that picked it.
no.
Okay. Got you.
That's cool.
You get the fact of, quite frankly, she's not hard to read right now. Why won't they tip me more? And just looking over the entire crowd.
I got you. And I'll let somebody else go because I've used a lot of time on that one.
All right.
Real quick, I'm going to make my way over. Whenever I get a chance, I'm going to make my way over to this window. That way I can get the last two whenever I get a chance.
Yeah. So who's going?
Oh, sorry, Huggles, go ahead.
Kimmel's gonna head back inside and grab his glove.
Okay.
The twins would like to do an Arcana check. Just have a look around, see if anything magic stands out. Anything.
So basically doing a general room scan, no specific location in mind.
Yeah, just sort of a general. Anything catches their eye, then they will investigate it further. But
Will be harder to, generally scanning a room will be hard to pick out and pinpoint certain things. However, it gives you a bigger area to scan. So yeah, go ahead and give me a
place to start. I clicked it, but who knows how long it'll be. It comes through.
Did it come up for you at least?
No.
Okay. Click it again. Just if we get two, we get two.
Okay. Oh, I can't even do that.
Okay, then maybe it's working in a second. Who knows?
Anybody feels like sending me a new laptop, you can go right ahead.
But then how are we going to make fun of you having problems?
You know what? I could probably get a brand new.
It's for the community, Madfish. It's for the community, okay?
Someone could give me a whole brand new computer, and it would still.
I'm just gonna roll it for you.
I clicked it again.
I just gave you.
Yeah.
On a 13, you get the faint hints as they kind of look and kind of you almost looking through. A set of colored glasses. There's a number of people that have, kind of their outer bodies themselves kind of light up, kind of a little bit. There's a few kind of hot spots on people, which you would figure are probably magical items, whether they be minor trinkets or love. Nothing like legendary. It's like, oh my god, there's a bright red hot zone here. Be aware of radiation. But I mean, there is the only thing of note that you kind of notice because of its size is you're looking on the other side of the bar. There's almost a box-like shape that's kind of rather hot for everything else in this room. There is definitely something under that bar.
Under the bar.
Yeah, like it's built in. It looks like it's probably built into the bar.
Okay, well they'll share that, of course. They are sitting next to Bard.
Yeah, who's currently performing. If you'd like to talk, this would be the exact moment they wrap up their song and take a break.
Yeah.
So
they will tip the Bard.
There's a very polite smile from her. You do notice this close being in there. She is performing, sitting on a stool for everyone. There's a number of people are paying very well attention. She's doing a very good job. She's not the best bard you've ever seen in your lives, but she's far from the worst.
Okay.
You notice in the corner behind her, there is a loaded crossbow, and it looks like her sack. She's could be a traveling bard, but she might also just, she's if on a good night, she might have a lot of coins. So if she's gonna go somewhere,
Yeah.
she's gonna be protected. Not every bard in the world, and just this is point for everyone playing or that will watch this back. Not every bard in the world, in this world, has arcane gifts. Those are bard adventurers. There are bards that possess no arcane gifts at all. They are commoner bards.
Yeah. So they will tip her a couple of silver.
Very kind of smile and a nod.
You are a talented musician.
She
Enjoyed your.
as just finished up, she puts her lute down. She goes, "Well, thank you. I mean, I'm not too talented enough. I can't write my own things, which obviously stifles the worth. But it pays my bills and it allows me to live as I please."
How do you live? We see that you are rather well equipped to defend yourself.
Well,
Do you travel?
you can go ahead and roll that from Whisper. I mean, I do a bit of traveling. Sometimes to Astaria, sometimes to Atheon.
Must be interesting traveling from country to country.
Waylor here lets me so stay in a room upstairs. I mean, my father was his best friend and compatriot before he died, so it's this is like a second home.
Oh, we are sorry for the loss of your father.
He died fighting for what he believed in, so it's one way to go.
It is a noble way to die.
Your Arcana just came back in. I'll use your roll. It's a 15. You still learn the same stuff. Sorry.
What would they be interested in?
She kind of looks at the two of you. You're interesting.
We've been told this before.
Yes, it's. What are your names? Sorry, my manners have apparently gone out the window.
William says, I'm Tanyuth. This is my sister Tamniuth. We are from rather far away.
Really? Where? I mean, it's not more than what, 2.5 weeks anywhere on this continent. So you must not be from here.
No, we are not. We are from Rika, from the far north.
It's the western edge of the world, right?
It is, yes.
Interesting. That they had that plague, didn't they? I do hope your family's okay.
Yes, we were quite safe.
That's
Our
good.
community is rather isolated.
That's good. I'm Amai Pine. And I won't type it out because you can now see it on our token.
Okay. It's a pleasure to meet you. Would you care for a drink?
Sure. She kind of hops
Alright.
down.
They will go with her and buy her a drink.
Yeah. Wheeler kind of looks at her and with a smile and nods to both the twins. Yeah, he just doesn't even have to ask her what she wants. Puts it out. For the two of you,
What is popular here?
oh, there. Some of these people are drinking hot chocolate. Some of these people are drinking tea. Most of them are drinking ale because most of them want to forget things.
Alan raises his ale at this.
See?
Hmm. Tea sounds preferable to us. We do not wish to forget things.
We have 3 types. We have breakfast, lunch, and dinner teas. Sorry, the selection's... Well,
Of course.
you see where we live?
We will have lunch, I suppose.
Yeah. Grabs you a similar... again, if you're tea snobs, it's disgusting.
They are. But they'll choke it down and not...
Yeah, I mean, it's...
Not let,
The
not
best
let
way I
them
can
see.
describe it is it's... You're used to getting, like, very exotic teas. This is store brand. So,
Yeah.
like, yeah, it hits the spot in a
Red-
cinch,
Red Rose.
but you're not gonna rave about it. The twins won't go back to the valley and be like, you need to go to the Windy Bear Inn and have their lunch tea. It's to die for.
Yeah, they won't show how grossed out they are by it. But
I mean, he kind of he's expecting it.
yeah,
I mean, you're dressed like nobles.
yeah,
you are-
it's kind of hard to hide.
You're moon elves, so he knows you're from far away. You know,
Yeah.
there's, you know, he kind of like when he gives his, it's almost apologetic. But you
Yeah.
know, that's also why, compared to when Throd ordered tea, he's like, we got 3 brews, and she was like, listen, you look where we live, understand that. There's that difference in you know how he would actually treat the stations.
He they will generously tip.
Very much. Seeing that the only spot up in the bar is the side, give me a perception check with him. Try and roll, because your last roll came through, so it might be better.
Yeah, it's kind of
If
coming
not,
and going.
I can roll. Yeah, I get it. That's why we'll roll. And I always
Yeah,
say,
I
if you
know.
roll higher than me, when I roll for you, then I will give you the result. If it doesn't change, it doesn't matter. But
Trying really hard. Come on.
so I'll roll for now, and then if we have to adjust it, we can. Just because we are that type of... On 11, you watch him. He takes a sip. He kind of turns his back to check if it's real. You being nobles, but you know it's nothing the twins wouldn't be accustomed to. Even in their own, even in taverns they may have visited in their own city,
Yeah.
and being known there, they still check the coinage.
Yeah.
You see him walk up.
Oh, they're not a fan.
There's like a black, it looks like a cast iron, like black box. There's a very small slit, and you watch him drop it in there, and you see there's that small flicker of arcane energy.
That's a fascinating device you have there. One of them
Yes,
says.
he turns it on. Had it commissioned by a wizard.
Who would build such a fascinating thing? I assume it is to keep your money safe.
It actually, and he kicks it. You don't hear any coins jingle. I've been robbed once or twice. Mantis tried. They can rob me all they want. They can even break into this box. It isn't there. It
Fascinating.
it stores it where they can't get to it.
That is rather brilliant.
You watch him kind of stick his hand in and pulls coins out and drops them on the table, puts them back in, and drops them back in the slot. I, however, can make change for anyone.
That is excellently made. Very good work there.
They look at you and goes, you would seem that you come from Athen, right? At least, not directly, but to here.
From where, sorry?
Athen, which is the southern country. We have
Oh,
to use, I have to get people used to
yes.
not calling it Penrith, because Penrith is the capital.
Yeah.
You're,
We
out,
have
you're outside of the
family
city.
there,
now, so-
yes. We have family there, yes.
Merlin built this for me.
Oh, we know of Merlin.
He's a bit
very
odd.
talented. Bird.
Very talented and a bit odd. As he smiles.
Seems to come with being a wizard, I suppose.
That's what I lived and died by
They
the
sort
sea.
of, they sort of are fully aware. All right. What should they ask for? Trying to figure out where to take the conversation. Can I roll like an intelligence check to see?
Well, if you want to think and use the group,
Yeah.
if someone else has something they can go to. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
We can just keep progressing character
Okay,
to character.
go ahead.
Or when you get stuck.
What did my perception check pick up, Seth? If I got advantage in that 20.
They all seem to be going about the business. On an 18, you didn't get advantage. You've only been here for 40 minutes, or so. They all seem to be going about the business. Most of them are relatively observant, and
So
they're scanning the room, looking at everyone.
Okay, this is going to be an odd question. From my military training, do I see anyone who holds themselves like a soldier or a guard,
In terms
or
of
even an assassin? Because Queen's Knight, whole protection duty thing.
Okay, on this, I'm gonna say you are proficient in history, right?
Yes.
Give me a history check.
God damn it.
You would have advantage because this is something you trained in. So 16. Seems military trained or mercenary. You can't tell. Same with him or her, sorry, and her. Reeks of rogue. You can't quite tell if it's assassin or other. And an air about them. You're not sure.
Raph is going to literally report that to everyone, and he's then going to basically be like, do you think they're connected? It did say there would be spies. I mean, they sent a group of us here. What's to stop a group of them from being here?
You actually know
So-
nothing would be stopping them. Oh, you don't know.
Yeah, which is how I'm gonna put it. There are two girls here who don't come across as military or rogue. To me.
So, based off of being on Penrith and stuff, does Anthlin know if what the ruling race is that is in the capital of the North?
He would know it's human.
It is human?
Oh yeah. Claire is probably 80% or higher human population. The capital itself is probably about 96%. Clear Hill itself is probably about 96% human in makeup. The country itself is pushing high 80s.
Okay, I'm just gonna relay that information.
How old is Ant?
Ant is, let's see, he is 126 years old.
Okay. So knowledge. Michael is not from this land, right?
Correct.
So the only natives we have are Ant and Raph, correct?
Yeah.
Making sure I'm not missing anyone. That's why I'm asking. I mean,
Oh, wait.
both of you would know that Clear Hill is very much that. About 20 or so years ago, most of the other races fled. There's still more of a large contingent of elves making up that last 14%. They're primarily elves. A few dwarves, but anything mixed, anything rare, saw the half elves get it and said, "We're probably next."
Okay, I'm relaying all this information to the entire group via telepathic. He's gonna look to his food and then look to a whaler, and he's gonna be like, What's taking the cook so long? Shall I go get him?
You would know it's a her.
Or shall I go get her?
If you won't. I mean, technically she doesn't have to be here for another few minutes. But, you know, she tends to move at her pace. He says with a smile and a chuckle. You would know sometimes she's supposed to be here at like 2 and then it's like 2:45 and she finally comes in. But getting a cook that's willing to live here and provide good meals, not an easy task.
Can Raph investigate the people that you pointed out for weapons, arcane focuses?
I mean,
Yeah.
most people here, that every person here that you
Well-
see has some sort of weaponry on them.
Let me rephrase that. Stuff I know, how do I put this? Agents of the North would be trained in.
I
'Cause
would
we've
say
encountered
yes, but you would also realize that they're probably not wearing their, you know, I am an agent of Astaria t-shirt.
Yeah, no, but I mean, it's there when you're trained in.
A lot. You've though. The thing is a lot of the people that you've encountered have used short swords or long swords.
Yeah,
Rogues have used daggers or crossbows. There hasn't been any. There's in terms of weaponry, there hasn't been anything specific. Are you trained in Arcana?
no.
Then trying to pick out what school a spellcaster is would be damn near impossible to you. Just because it's not your specialty.
Okay. Raph
Did you
is actually.
point out the arcane people?
He would be able to pick out the arcanes.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean,
All right.
you kind of had an idea of a couple when you looked.
Yeah.
And to point those out, arcane,
Okay.
arcane, arcane.
So sorry, it's still lagging for me.
The lady at the bottom, below Kimmel.
Below Kimmel, yeah.
The older looking gentleman, not too far from Raph. The
This
lady with an eye
Middle
patch.
guy behind Throd.
The guy here, no, but this little one right next to Raph, like a square away. And
Yeah.
then this lady right over here, below, like in the greenish outfit, looks like a ranger, minorly arcane, a very minor.
Okay.
touches.
Okay. I'm gonna do another arcane check.
And if you wanted to go, you know the cook's over here, directly across.
Okay. Yeah. I'm just gonna stand up, look to Whaler, then Ralph, and nod. Say, I shall be right back. And then he puts up his hood and then puts on his goggles again because he's going outside, and
Yeah.
he heads this direction.
Okay. What was your arcane check exactly for? I'll roll it because you're getting a little bit of lag again. So what were you looking for specifically?
Trying to see if I, identify other wizards, being wizards. And also, or just sort of general schools of
Yeah.
types of magic.
On a 14, you would know that this man up here is a wizard.
The
The older looking gentleman is a wizard.
older guy.
Down here, you can't place it, but you know it's some sort of sorcerer. You can't place it past there.
Below Kymel.
Correct. It's some sort of sorcerer.
Okay.
Or sorceress, if you want to be gender specific.
All right.
And then,
They'll relay that, of course.
yep, and then I will do this for Mr. Ant. You walk. I'm just gonna have do the ant
Sorry,
thing
go
with
on.
this, and then we'll go to Kimmel. You would know her. You know her name, so I will show her name. Ant?
Oh, I was gonna actually listen in the door, not open it yet.
Okay, but you would know it's Diana Stout.
Mm-hmm.
That's the ship's name. She's, kind of singing away a tune as, she's getting things ready. You can kind of listen in and peer into the window. It's a normal day for her. She's taking her sweet ass time. She's kind of milking it. Because she knows Waylor needs her, and 2, if you want to eat, well, you won't piss her off.
Okay. Ant would also notice Michael, right? Outside the window.
Yeah, Michael is. I mean, it's not been too long. He hasn't been out there for like 30 minutes, but no, he's definitely kind of taking his time and trying to gather what he can.
Telepathically, Ant's gonna look to Michael, like glance his way, and then as he's approaching the door, and kind of says, I would not be standing out suspiciously like that. I would move to another window or a different location.
Yeah, the only reason he's been there so long is because of how we're doing this.
Yeah.
He would have done a loop. Like his would have been a minute and gone in. So he's, just to clarify that. I understand that movement is happening based on as things come up. But speaking of that, Kimmel, why don't we get Michael so he's not standing outside in the cold?
So cold. So cold.
So
That is absolutely no problem. Give him more time.
Michael, you were trying to surface. Mind you, you did this all in one loop. It was bam.
Right.
So you were trying to read which one next.
The rogue right outside the window, or right in front of the window.
You get nothing.
Like I can't read it, or
Cannot read it.
She's got a mind block. Okay.
Or some sort of
then
potential jewelry. You would know of rings and brooches and stuff like that protect one's thoughts.
Okay. I definitely let the group know about that one. And then the one in front of Kymel, I think, is the last one.
Mm-hmm. You get she's definitely noticed the 2 men staring at her, and she's like, oh Lord. It's pretty much what you get.
Okay. Michael's gonna go back inside and just listen to a dog bark.
As you look outside, Blinky is there. He barked at you.
Blinky!
He walks in and follows you in. Blinky is now canon because a dog barked.
Woohoo! Alright.
Wow.
So Michael's got his blink dog with him, and he's looking around the room. He's gonna blink in Blinkish to Blinky. God,
Okay.
I hated that sentence. And basically,
You hated that sentence. Why? That sentence
because
is amazing.
there's somebody blinking. The blinking blinks. All right. So he's gonna look at Blinky and basically blink out to him that, see if there's anything that he can check with his senses or anything like that. Basically, let him know we're looking for this person for the scroll, etc.
He blinks back to you. On at Golden Shower.
All right.
Now, mind you, it is also lost on him why that's so funny.
Has anyone done a general checks if anyone's wearing any giveaway jewelry or that kind of insignia?
That has not been done yet.
No, I was actually going to. I was actually going to ask.
But we're going to go to Kimmel because
gonna-
Huggles was about to.
Yep, sorry.
I wanted to get you
Right.
inside and then we'll get back into the. So,
problem.
Kymel. You had
So
something?
Kymel's been sat there a while. He's probably the most perceptive person in this room.
Yeah, since
Kind of passively.
no one from the
Is
mouse
there?
is here, he is definitely number one.
I know. Damn that Roland. from his just kind of being in the room, being there, does he have a vague idea of which conversation or person he thinks is most interesting to him to talk to?
On what level? Because there's a number of different conversations which would potentially interest Kymel. It depends on which avenue Kymel is thinking right now, to be 100% honest with you. Some of the conversations going on in this bar would, it would really interest Kymel, but it depends on where his mind is right
now. What would he be looking for? Sorry, Huggles and Kymel's brains aren't aligned today.
Need more vodka.
Him or me?
Both.
Fair point. Well made. What would he look for? He would be looking not for someone who was uneasy being there.
I mean, the most uneasy. I mean, there's a number of families that are uneasy that Kymel had picked up on. But probably the most uneasy there, and it's not much conversation. It's the way they've interacted with people that have walked by or tried to interact with them. Is this person right here?
Fair enough.
And then the second one, in terms of uneasy, is probably her, but that's because a number of the males in the tavern are very much focused on her.
See, normally he would be a gentleman and try and discourage others by joining her and not hitting on her. But today is not that day. He's going to go back to the bar.
Okay.
And order another vodka. He's left his full glass on the table.
There you go, Michael.
Woo!
So he goes back to the bar, leaves a full glass on which table?
Sorry?
He goes back to the bar and leaves his full glass where?
Back on the table over here.
Okay. I mean, you see a couple people notice it. They think from you they don't understand that Kymel's passive stupid. You see, like, some kind of drunk just kind of snooze up and grab it and try and walk away. You see him like a few seconds later, he's drinking it. This guy's probably low on coin.
Kymel is completely fine with that.
Yeah.
So yeah, he'll order a new vodka. How will he go?
Whaler leans over to Kymel and just goes, "Hey, if you want to buy a round, you can just say, give me the coins. I don't have to say it's you, instead of leaving your glass on tables."
Well, he looked like he needed one.
Yeah. No, there's an eyebrow raised. You now understand that what Misty said was pretty true.
Yeah.
He is sharp.
Alright, well, the twins will fork over the gold to buy a round. They'll just sort of quietly
He nods, and you notice, because you wanted to be quiet, he waits till you sit down, and a few minutes pass, he serves a few customers, says, "A round has been purchased," and everyone kind of raises their glasses, and people quickly come to the bar and get some drinks.
So they're gonna ask the bartender, how is magic seen in these parts. We are not originally from here. We
Yes. Depends on the magic, really. Yeah.
What do you mean?
Well, I mean, depending on your school, people have different opinions. And obviously, no one's going to complain about a life cleric coming through. Do
Of
the
course.
healing. However, you specialize in necromancy, you're likely to have your head on a pike before long.
Well, of course, it is the same in our homeland.
Yeah,
Necromancy is not accepted.
I would assume, knowing nothing of your homeland, that it's probably pretty the same. I mean, the general opinions from continent to continent might vary slightly, but I would take it as the same sort of generalized opinions. Would not lead you astray. Would put you at least in the right direction.
Would they're like, we are architects. Our magic assists us in our job. We can create objects, pieces, art. Is there anything we could do for you?
Up here, to be
They're
honest,
gonna.
Yep,
Does the building look like well built, structurally sound? Would
It's-
they notice any?
it's not pretty. Okay, it's not like
Yeah.
the twins would look at it and be like, "Oh, this could have been so much fancier," right?
Yeah.
Construction-wise, it is extremely solid and well built. The twins would probably there's probably that air of, while they didn't have the style, they had the ability to make it last. Whoever built it knew what they were doing. And you also get that, they probably wouldn't, getting materials up here, they probably weren't going for fancy. They were going for, let's build it right. Let's build it so it doesn't collapse under the snow when we're trying to build it.
Yeah.
And go from there.
All right. They'll, mention that they're impressed with that. But if there is anything we could assist you with.
If I think of anything while we're here, by all means, I will let you know. Thank you for the offer. I know, Throd, you had something, right?
Yes, Throd was hoping to, from where he's positioned at the bar, to look at the individuals of note to see if they are wearing any sort of insignia of any description, like subtly on any jewellery or that kind of.
I know how bad your investigation is, so I'll let you do perception.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, that I appreciate the gesture. I still didn't do very well.
I mean, you don't see any insignias. Then again, Throd also is under the idea that, you know what, this might not be my forte because, well, they might be trying to hide it. So it might be something that he passes on for someone else with maybe a high investigation to roll.
Throd, yeah, yeah. He will mentally communicate with his colleagues. Have you guys looked for any insignia or anything yet? It's not really my my forte.
Not yet.
Might be an idea.
Half time or call.
The rogue, imagine that.
Imagine.
Yes.
I'm out.
So, well, you guys are getting Kymel and Uggles. Rap, she, nods and motions to the chair. She is seated alone.
Raph is just gonna. He puts his plate down. Is she eating anything?
She seems to be waiting and looking for the cook.
he just gonna pick his food, and he kind of looks up and goes, "You seem slightly concerned. Are you waiting for someone?"
She looks, she goes, kind of, you notice the habit. She goes, well, sort of.
Should I see if they got caught out in the snow, or should I? He generally looks concerned, like.
There's a kind of smile that kind of creeps to the corners of her lips, not showing it fully. She goes, well, if they were caught out in the snow, then, well, maybe they weren't the person I should be waiting for.
He chuckles and, God, I wish I had this proficiency in this. Yeah, no proficiency. He
can't get a read.
Well, that's a shame. I mean, even you sitting here waiting like this. So what brings you here? He just idly picks up the food, leaning on an elbow, talking to her, making sure to keep eye contact.
Looks opportunity. It's what brings most people here, I would assume.
He chuckles and yeah. I just fancied a quick jog.
And what is your name?
My name is Raphael.
Elise Tali. She offers a hand.
Yeah, gently shakes her hand.
As you gently shake your hand, she gives you quite a firm shake.
He looks actually a little bit surprised and then tightens his grip.
There's a chuckle. She softly chuckles.
Yeah.
Don't always judge by what the outside appearance is.
Oh no, I know that. As roguishly handsome as I am, I'm just a simple stone carver. I've actually come here looking for a decent set of stone to carve back home, but the snow kind of came in quick, so here I am.
Go ahead and give me a deception roll. She just nods. Simple stone carver, then. Interesting.
He winks.
She would wink, but because she has one eye, it'd be blinking.
And then we'd hear blinking from further up at the bar. He looks at her and goes, well, I hope whoever your friends are, or friend, makes it. If not, would you, I don't know, care to keep me company for the evening? Or do you have to leave suddenly?
Well, it depends on if they show. If they show, I'll be leaving tonight. If not, they'll have one more day.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, for God's sake. Raph.
Can't get a read on it.
He's just gonna sit there and silently smile at her, and he's going to be like, I'm not sure, but either this is the person we're waiting for, or this is the person who's waiting for the people we're waiting for, because she's waiting for more people to come here. So that could be. He pauses. It could be.
Also be waiting for someone under completely unrelated circumstances.
True. It could be just pure circumstance. But yeah. I don't know. Anyone else who wants to give her the once over?
I'm gonna give Kaimo this. As you look for the jewelry insignias, She is wearing an insignia not known to either country. Wearing an insignia not known to either country. The jewelry they are wearing is probably their focus. Wearing a very odd insignia. Wearing an insignia that Kaimo recognizes, yet is not from this country. At this point, though, something has to happen. Ant, as you were outside, the door starts open as you're going to go in and knock. Ant, how are you?
Oh, I'm doing well. I was coming to check on you. Is everything all right?
Oh, if I can't make Waylon sweat a little bit, then the day's lost.
Oh, just a bit. So I assume that you are on your way to the kitchen, yes?
Yes. Can you? Are you busy, or can you be a dear for me?
Of course. If there's anything I can help you with, any.
We have a few guests. The first room on each side when you walk into the hall, and at the very end there is a young boy who made it here, though his family has not arrived. Can you fetch him as well, please?
Oh, yes, I can do that. Is there anything that you wish for me to get? I don't know, carry for you inside?
She motions as she shows you, like, everything that she's cooking is already prepared. It's ready. She just needs to know how much of each she's dishing out.
He nods.
Later, perhaps.
Have I been in this room before?
Yeah, I mean, being here, you probably have, and being knowing Waylon, knowing Dania, you've probably been in here when she's cooked. You probably have had a conversation or two during a blizzard or something like that, where you were snowed in and probably had to spend a few days here because you just couldn't travel.
Okay. Then he slowly nods. This may be an odd question, but has there been any travelers from the north coming in lately?
Not so much more than the usual. I mean, it's generally a good 50-50 split. There was one fight over about 2 days ago.
A what?
Yeah, I mean, Waylor had to pull down his sword for the first time in probably 6 months.
Female or male?
Groups. Group of Aethan Rangers and a group of Astaria Rangers. They kind of stayed in here during a heavy snowfall, and one word led to another, and Waylor had to throw them all out, and they actually, I don't know if they retrieved all the bodies. There's probably a few bodies buried in a few feet of snow out there. Who knows?
That's very strange, but I will go with that.
But you know how things can be. Tensions.
Yeah. I'll go retrieve that boy that you asked for me.
Oh, thank you. And the two in each side of the rooms, please.
Of course. Also, there are some guests here. Funny thing is, they came sledding down the hill.
Well, they must have been really lost if they went up the hill.
Yes, I think they're waiting for a hot meal, but I should get going. And he kind of heads back to the tavern and goes towards looks to everyone and mentally says that he's going to get some guests from the room. I don't know if the person that you're looking for is one of these people, but that's all he says. And I guess I'm supposed to go over here. Hold on.
Yep, you're gonna go over there, and then we'll take care of that. As Diana comes by the bar, people start walking up and ordering food. Yeah, you open the door. You see the following: a hallway. As I will grab maps. So you were told one on each side.
The first two doors, right?
Yep, either side. Which door are you knocking on first?
Let's go to the right.
Go to the right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, map right. You knock on the door. A young sort of woman open it, and you know, as you open it, she's kind of putting things back in, you know, her baggage. Yes. Who?
She
who are
was
you?
she was putting what?
Things back in her bag, like quickly, hastily.
Oh, how do you say her name? Diane?
Yeah.
Or Dana?
Dania.
Dania was beckoning you, and like, I'm
Oh,
kind of like,
food then.
yes, she's finally in the kitchen, and he kind of like, oh, I'm gonna, shit, I have horrible investigations.
What exactly are you looking for? Because it might be perception.
I kind of want to see if I noticed anything when she was putting her stuff away.
That'd be perception.
Perception?
In this
Okay.
case, yeah, I'll let you roll perception.
28.
Definitely a few. You saw at least a scroll case, a book, and at least a quill. You'll see that there's an ink vial out. And she kind of says, "Oh, okay, thank you then." And she kind of excuses herself by you, closing the door and locking it. As she comes out, she sits down. She will.
Okay.
All the NPCs will have eventually gone to Dania and ordered, but I'm just gonna put them where they're residing.
Okay. I telepathically, because I don't know what these people that came here to do are looking for, because they haven't said anything over the telepathic bond. So he's just saying, I don't know exactly what you all are looking for, but the girl that just came out from the hallway had ink blocks, some books, and a scroll of some sorts.
Is Michael's detect thought still active?
No, it's been more than a minute. You're looking at an actual hour since he first.
Then I
cast
knock on the left door.
Give me a minute, and you hear a chest closing and locking. Based on, I'm just gonna use your passive, which is at least 21. Which is at least 21. You would have heard that. And then the door unlocks, and man, hood up. Yes.
Dania is out and in the kitchen now.
Food. Good. Kind of just.
What does this guy look like? Like with his hood up? Do I notice anything or?
Yeah, kind of like a scruffy beard. Looks more sort of ranger-esque to you.
Mm-hmm.
But he's not a ranger. He's used to being out in the wilderness, but he's not a ranger. He doesn't reek a druid to you. If anything, he reeks of more roguish motives than anything. And he goes, kind of flips you a coin and goes, "Huh, thanks then, boy." And leaves, doesn't lock his door, and walks out, eventually sitting down.
All right, this hallway behind me is closed, right?
The door,
Or-
I mean, it kind of swings open.
Peering into this room, what does it look like? Or is it just like a normal room, or is this?
The room itself looks very similar. There's a desk, which seems to have seen some use, and then there is the chest, which has a lock on it. And it's not the normal lock. There's a secondary lock put on it.
I relay that information over the telepathic bond. It's like there's a man that just closed a chest. I don't know what is inside of it, but because I'm also part rogue, it looks quite tricky to open.
I'd respond with, Winds, could you check if it's magically warded? Like an alarm or something before we take a peek?
Which the chest in the man's room?
Yes.
We would need to be near the chest in order to see it.
Well, you could always make
To
some.
check.
If
I doubt people would appreciate us walking in.
Always rent a room.
Antlin over the telepathic bond also says, if you really want to get inside of this area, I think a simple way to do so is rent a room, whoever is willing to come in this area and come back here. And it's the first door on the left. And then he starts making his way down to the back door where the kid is supposed to be.
Open the door. Again, you see a very... That's not what I want.
Kimmel's gonna respond to those guys. We're not here to rob anyone. Let's try and avoid breaking and entering into other people's rooms.
That is actually a very good point. Only reason I brought it up was perhaps there's some notes or details that will help us. How do I put this? Identify said person.
Well, the man that just came out of the door was the one from that room. You guys would all probably see him walk and go sit next to Elise.
Computer smash.
And you open this bottom door.
Mm-hmm.
You would know this as like the room that people really can't afford to stay here, but Waylard doesn't make them sleep out. It really was meant to be a storeroom, and he's put some makeshift beds and stuff for those that are making the journey and are very low on coin. That most of the people here that were staying in here, they basically pay for the rooms by doing some odd tasks. He'll have them clean or something. He'll find a job for them to do, so they've earned their way. The little boy kind of stands up. He's probably only 7-8 years old.
Okay.
Kind of stands up. Give me a perception check.
30.
Nail it. He wears his hair very long, covers his ears. As he kind of stands up, though, like his hair shifts, you see he's got rounded ears, but you notice there's like heavy scarring along the tops. He looks to be human, but he looks frail for a human. He's not that normal build.
I know what he is out of character.
Ant would probably be able to draw that conclusion. Ant has lived here for 100 and something years. He's probably seen this before, especially 20 years ago.
Oh yeah. Okay. So I look to the boy and I take a step forward and I kind of like kneel down to one knee and I look at him and say, "You're not human, are you?"
And you get that he's a little bit nervous when you say this, because he hasn't seen you here yet.
How much did that guy, like a coin? What kind of coin did that guy throw at Ant?
He threw you a gold piece.
Okay. Ant pulls out a secondary gold piece and holds it out to the boy.
He just kind of looks at it.
Wow. Dania is in the kitchen if you are hungry. And yeah, this is for you. And he holds out the 2 gold pieces.
Like his eyes go wide, he takes them. He looks, he goes, "What? I don't mean to be rude, but what are you? You look like an elf, but I've never seen an elf look like you before."
Sorry, I got the cough. He kind of like. Is this like really a boy or is it like a little girl?
No, it's a boy.
It's a boy. Okay.
Yeah, you know he's a
boy. He gestures to his ears and points to his. It's like, I probably know what you have gone through, and I'm sorry for that, but me, I am my kind, from what I hear and tells, is not one that many people are happy to see. Let's just say that for now. if you can, how long have you been in this room, or in this area?
A few days, maybe 4, 5, maybe. Which lines up with what you were told, about 4 or 5 days.
Mhm.
Here.
Have you noticed any people coming in and out that seem strange from the north? Or has your family, wherever they are, come back?
They never made it. We were chased.
By who? Or by what?
Astaria Rangers. You would know the Astaria Rangers if someone was fleeing and they knew that they were half Elven or something along those lines. There's a good chance they would hunt them down. Depends on if they've been tipped off or not.
Okay. He looks at the boy and says, did you see what they look like? What they had on them, or what they're dressed like?
I'll never forget those faces.
And he kind of stands back up and thinks for a moment. And at the same time, I'm also relaying all this information to everyone from the bond. And I say, if there was one inside this area right now, would you be able to point them out?
He nods.
Okay. Well, I'm sorry for your loss of your family. There's a hot meal waiting for you in the tavern area.
He nods and kind of thanks and just kind of runs. I mean, he's being well fed now, but you can tell that
He's what?
He's been well fed recently. You can kind of tell that, but
yeah,
you can tell that he's still trying to regain strength as they probably were on the run for quite a bit. So food was probably pretty scarce.
When he got to the right here where I'm standing at, did he looking around the bar? Did he notice anyone that kind of made him stop for a second, or did he give the impression that he was?
As you were probably following him, you watched that he was very deft. That the second he stepped into the bar, he almost picked out a route between people to keep himself hidden, and just kind of scooted along over and out of sight.
What role would it be to kind of see, or better yet, over the telepathic bond? I ask, what's or how did that child that just ran out through the door move from?
Between everyone around, he kind of came to his parts. He went this way, down around past Michael, and then kind of skidded up all the way up to where he was.
Okay. Over the link, he's gonna just say, he's gonna look to the twins, then Raph, and then look to Alfilthred. He's just gonna call him the Dragonborn because he doesn't he doesn't know his name. I don't believe. So, you three, I suggest being careful of the people around you. For some reason, that child stayed away from that section of the room.
Which section? Mine's all frozen. Do you mean the left?
Basically,
near,
everyone from the girl with the green ranger elven suit, yeah, and up to the left side of the room, the kid stayed away from.
So basically, the people who I pointed out as
you're basically next to, yes.
Yeah. I'm going to ask Ant. Now, you know the owner of this inn, right?
Yes.
How does he feel about the North and what they do?
On the new people in the room,
Yeah.
just answer this. Definitely arcane. Not arcane. The kid a little
Sorry,
bit.
you'll have to tell me.
Okay,
I
so
can't.
The girl that walked in, because there was
The
a
one who
girl, there
locked
was a girl, a
the
man, and a
door?
boy. Okay, the girl that locked the door, definitely arcane.
Okay.
Can't quite tell wizard or sorcerer, but a good arcane presence on her.
Okay.
The
I'm sure.
man
I'm sure.
who walked in, no sort of arcane. The boy,
Okay.
slight arcane gift.
Hmm.
Obviously
Interesting.
untaught.
All right. They'll look at the small boy.
He's kind of hiding in the corner over by the cook.
But yeah, how does the innkeep feel about the North and their practice?
You know that you know he doesn't agree with all the things they do. However, he was employed by them as a mercenary. He did work for them. He was selective of his work. So he doesn't really harbor, being a human, he doesn't really harbor much hatred there. And because they paid him well. They paid him well for his work.
Okay, then
That's his basic opinion.
I'm gonna put it this way: how would he feel if they were going to do, I don't know, a murder in his tavern, as in attack someone?
He would be able to tell you that if they attempted it, that they better send a full legion up this mountain, because he will cut down every last one of them he can. This is his sanctuary.
And how would... Okay, you might want to let your friend know that there's potentially rangers sitting in his bar right now who might be up to some trouble. As you noticed from the boy who avoided them, of course.
So, what are people doing? Time is ticking, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, Ant just came back to the this barkeep and kind of looks like from Whaler and Dania.
Just for people's reference, the barn is empty of NPCs.
What?
Just for everyone's reference, the barn is empty of NPCs. You have every NPC here. Every NPC that is on the board that is here from now to the end of the game is in this one room for your convenience.
Okay. So I look at both at Whaler and Dania, and then I kind of like eye motion to the kid.
Well, that kind of slides down and leans on the bar. Yeah.
Is the people that, and he's whispering to Whaler as he's like, holding his ale and his food that was right there in that same spot, and he's just like kind of like looking forward, not to give away what he's trying to do. And he's asking Whaler, are those people still here, the ones that chased this kid's family off?
Don't know exactly if they're the ones that's chasing me, but there's rangers from Staria in here right now. Soldier.
He nods
and a Brotherhood member.
Brotherhood.
You'd be relatively knowing of the Brotherhood of Mist. They're kind of like their spy, secret society sort of top-end assassin.
Let me write this down.
Dev, can I divine sense?
Yeah, you don't sense anything.
Brotherhood of
Well, no, you do sense one thing. You sense Faye, and it's Blinky sitting next to Michael.
Okay. Say that one more time, Seth.
You
Brotherhood of
missed. You would be well aware of them. I mean, they're, you know, spy / secret society. You know, they're that covert agent style special forces.
Mm-hmm. What was the other group called?
You have the Astaria Rangers.
For which side?
This is
are
all
the
Astarias. So northern kingdoms. You would be aware of the Astaria has rangers. You know, large open lands of mass. They're going to employ rangers.
Mm-hmm. And then the third group was.
You have, you know, officers, military, sort of.
Okay.
Astaria members.
Okay.
They're the common people that you would, while you haven't picked them out here, you would be aware that you've run into them. You know that as long as you leave south, you would be relatively safe.
Okay.
Again,
all that information is being relayed through the telepath.
Raph is actually very curious to which is the Brotherhood of Mist and how he can tell.
Michael over the telepathic bond said, "This isn't our mission right now."
It could be part of our mission. They, again, spies here to get the same thing we're after. If we can tell who the spies are, we can at least impede them.
We must on our task. We have limited amount of time.
Over the telepathic bond, Ant's just gonna curiously ask, did whoever sent you here pay someone from the north or a group to do this task?
Do we know that?
No, what you were told was that you had a spy in the north.
Mm-hmm.
Much like there's obviously spies from the north and south.
Yeah. Okay.
Bringing
so
this information to here to get it to you.
They'll say then, we are here to find someone who has information relating to someone we know who is in great danger. But we know that there is someone here who has been gathering information from the north. We suspect that there is also someone here would be trying to stop this information from being released.
Okay.
We hope we can trust you. They're saying to Ant. That you will not betray us here.
I'm just gonna say this quickly because it's just onto me. Michael went to the first one shot where they went on the ball, didn't they?
I did.
Now I'm gonna say this for both of us. Is there any chance of running a perception or history to see if we recognize anyone?
From what? The ball?
Our group? Well, I didn't go to the ball. He went to the ball, but if there's a spy from our side who's betraying us, I probably would know his face from seeing the guards or...
The ball wasn't that long ago. It would have taken someone a really long time to get here. The only reason we are here so fast.
Without heavy teleportation magic, no one from that ball a few hours ago would have been here. I'm not saying it doesn't exist, but it's more of a longer shot, I'll say.
I know, but it's a good question.
And I wasn't talking about them betraying us. I was talking about Antlin.
No, I get that, but...
Oh yeah, he just simply responds with, "If I was going to betray you, I would have done it a long time ago, and not go this far to give you every single bit of information that I know."
Yes, you've been very helpful, thank you. Who should we speak with? We know that the woman in red is magical. She's some sort of spellcaster.
Did anybody see the boy? I know he tried to avoid people, but with these people being trained, did anybody cast an eye towards him or anything like that?
The general answer there would be no, because basing off Kimmel's passive, knowing the kid was coming and to watch out. The kid was pretty adept at keeping himself unseen. So for the majority of the people, unless they were looking at him, the only person they would have saw was exiting. They probably missed the boy entirely. I mean, he ran right by you, you saw him, but if you were engaged in a conversation at that point, you probably would have missed him. Since you had to pass through your square, Michael. So, what are you doing? People are eating.
Inwardly, Raph says a prayer for the young boy to his god. Because, the paladins like to protect young children.
Okay. Michael was gonna see if his dog could amuse.
Yeah, go send Blinky over to entertain the boy.
Okay.
Yeah. He kind of gets up and sits by the boy as he's eating his meal. And Blinky, actually being more than just a regular hound with an intelligence, doesn't go after the kid's food. He kind of smiles at the boy as the boy kind of smiles at him as Blinky kind of curls up, lays down next to him, and just blinks at him. And makes a dog sound.
I was about to say, is that the dog or is that Epi's stomach?
That's my dog scratching its ear.
Providing some
sound effects.
Yep.
Sound effects.
Yeah. Good.
Kind of stuck here. Can I maybe roll an intelligence check or something?
Sure.
And get a bit of a hint of. Okay. We're gonna try. We're gonna click. And then it's gonna work. Because it's going to work.
Please wait while the roll loads.
Well, she's rolling the roll loose. Does anyone else have something they want to do?
Yeah. Kimmel's been watching this girl in the corner for a while. Can I do a quick insight to see what Kimmel thinks of her?
You may. Insight based with passive perception and passive investigation, all which are pretty high. Because you've been studying her, Kimmel. This is what Kimmel does. This is Kimmel's forte. She's less knight and more rogue. She seems to be fidgeting with something. Based on what it is, it's for what the normal eye is looking. She seems to be fidgeting with her dress, which is not exactly of great quality. It's very common, a little bit tattered. You get where she's fidgeting. She probably has a hidden blade there, and it's just not setting right. She's trying to fix it. But that's what she's been doing. It's between that and a nervous tick. She has been staring at that door, and then she's been looking at 4 individuals.
Is it the 4 in this corner up here?
It is
which one?
the one with an eye patch.
Mm-hmm.
It is the man who has just entered with the gold coin. It is the ranger-looking one. And the last one she is looking at is... Hold on, let me see. Is this wizard, who's right next to the boy. Give me an investigation as well. That was based on passive.
An investigation. Yeah.
Yep. It was very kind of routine, even when the man entered. When the boy, which you noticed that she noticed, entered and sat over here, the fidgeting kind of quickened a bit, and her glances were more in that direction.
Wait, hang on.
Okay.
She's sharing glances with them?
No, she's watching. She's positioned herself in a corner. Her back is against it. You know, she's offset from the window. Even though, as Kimball would notice, the chair, her back should be directly in the window. She's made sure to position her chair so her back is not to the window. And she is watching from where she is. She can watch every entrance with her, you know, out of her peripherals or main vision, this being the peripheral door. She can watch every entrance to this area.
Oh.
So, because Kimmel still sat at the bar,
Yeah.
he's gonna take a piece of parchment, just like a scrap, from his bag.
Mm-hmm.
He's gonna write in Thieves' Camp. And he's probably hiding this from whoever can see him, so I will happily slay it find if you want it.
Yeah, I would like it.
Raph will attempt to distract the girl with the one eye.
She's scanning. I mean, you get that she's
Like,
talking
he's
to
just
you. but
writing a
she's
note.
looking.
Essentially, how he's
at
typing it off.
At a 15.
Mm.
What are you writing?
Penrith. But in like deep font.
Yep. Give me the left side hand if you're trying to put it near or on her.
Yeah. He's gonna stand up, and he's gonna, on purpose, catch his foot on like a chair leg next to her, and put his hand on the table and try and slip it too.
With the catching, that's another natural one. With the catching of the foot, he draws a little more attention than he thought. Everyone kind of turns to him, looks. Unsure if they caught the note or just his presence. You're not sure how much they gained because the room again is crowded.
Gonna stand back up. Sorry.
She,
Maybe I should take a seat.
under her breath, Kimmel hears this because he's got a good passive perception. You're a fucking klutz.
He doesn't say anything, but he'll presume she's probably fairly perceptive. And he'll just almost in this.
You look back,
kind of
the note's not on the table.
and he's gonna sit back at the bar and not drink his glass of vodka.
Okay. So that happened. She's gonna need to now wait a little bit before she would respond because you drew a lot of attention to yourself. However, you made the boy slightly chuckle.
Hey, this is that.
To help out with the klutziness, Antlin is obviously finished with his beer and he's gonna look to Whaler and says, "You know what? Another round on me."
Would you like me to wait or should I announce it?
Announce it. And how much gold would that be for a round?
It's like 7 gold. To buy ale for everyone. You're not buying top shelf stuff, so it's fine. Round on it! And they everyone, cheers. At that moment, Kimmel, there is a piece of paper under your mug. As you kind of lifted it, looking, you whether it's it actually distracted Kimmel, or it was part of your ploy, just to kind of look like you were interested. You look under your mug and there is a note.
Fair enough. He will say it over the bond. because he's probably he's probably not facing that way. He can probably hear them, and he's probably tracking them that way, but he's not specifically looking at them because he doesn't want to draw more attention.
Yes.
So is there a distraction? You can provide me a second.
Well, I think the buying of the round was a good distraction.
Yeah, I mean, the bar's flooded. I mean, Kimmel's pretty much almost in total cover. We're
Okay.
surrounded by just, people.
So he'll
getting
put the note, pull the note down onto his lap so it's below the bar level, and he will open it and read it quickly.
It just says goal in Thieves' Cant.
Goal?
Yes.
Is that?
It's a goal. You wrote
He wrote-
Penrith, she wrote goal. Yes, that is,
Okay.
without rolling the intelligence, that is her goal.
Oh,
And-
it's because you didn't give her your Well, never mind. This is Kimmel.
Password.
No, you wrote, the only thing you wrote on there was Penrith.
Yeah.
And she responded with that goal. One word.
Trying to figure out what side.
wants to go.
That's probably her goal.
She's.
So
I think she's trying to ascertain whether you're the good guy or the bad guy.
Mm-hmm.
She's trying to figure out what side you're on.
Give me an intelligence check. Kimmel.
He's not good at those.
Any of my rolls come through?
Just like brother, like sister.
So, you shared it up with a telepathic link. Would anyone else with high intelligence like to roll?
Yeah, I'm trying.
By the
I
way,
got you, twins. I got you, twins.
Frank
Yeah.
says derp quite loudly over the link.
The twins with 2 minds better than one. And Ant.
Right.
Oh, Ant.
Oh, hey! It came through.
With
Mine.
would you
I
roll?
still know more than Raph, though.
My first roll was a 22.
Okay. So, going on that, it'll eventually pop.
I have
You
no clue what's going on.
understand. Yeah, Michael's lost. He's lost without Blinky.
Ralph barely remembers.
Also, my insight was on the red.
I don't
the lady
see.
in red.
I don't see I haven't seen your insight roll yet. So let's do this one first.
Okay, I was a 16 insight.
Okay. Hey, you can't really ask. I mean, she's here. She's definitely not here for, because she loves the scenery.
Yeah.
But you can't read much more into that without interacting with her directly.
Oh yeah.
The 22, however, as Kimmel kind of explains this, the twins put their heads together, 2 heads being better than one. They get it that she's in the manner and what Kimmel has said he's observed, and how she's watching over the boy. That's been the main thing, and her increased what would be considered agitation. That man is near that boy. That is probably her and that boy's goal is Penrith. That is their ultimate goal. They want to get to Penrith.
Okay, we will share this.
Raph basically goes, ask her if she has a scroll. Or maybe tell her we're from Penrith.
Maybe the twins. Could we go and talk to the boy? Does he seem? Who should we talk to?
Dev, is there a way to get her in the psychic link?
Not without a recasting. And I believe Michael will be strained on spell slots at that point.
Is there a way? Does anyone have message?
Let me check.
I can talk to the boy telepathically.
I'm thinking about more along the lines of the girl. She seems to be to protect her. She would know.
I can't think I'd be able to talk to her. If I can't read her thoughts, I doubt I'd be able to talk to her.
Over the telepathic link, I kind of say, if we need another distraction of some sort, I have one in mind, but I'd rather use it for an escape route.
Raph says,
Good. We
I-
distract with some entertainment. We have a number of spells.
There's
Simply
also
to
the bard.
distract and not cause harm.
You also, the twins would also know that you've also ingratiated yourself to the bard.
Yeah, I was about to say that. And
I mean, the twins are the only ones that could probably ask for a favor, but she's kind of sitting up there. She's not playing. She's eating.
Okay. What should they do? Let's see.
Raph has a suggestion.
Mm-hmm.
We
They
sing
can
the
change
Penrith,
into animals.
we sing the Penrith national anthem.
They're not singing. That's not happening.
Maybe get the bard to sing it.
Kimmel says we'll wait outside. Crack on.
But
Yeah.
I mean, that can go two ways. Either a bar fight will start.
Yeah, let's not. However, we could actually offer to just improve the bard's performance if she likes. The number of let's see. Oh, I do have message, actually. Totally
Now-
forgot that I had that.
Is there a way for you to message to her? Let her know we're here to retrieve you. We're from Penrith, and maybe would there be would Raph know a particular name to say?
We weren't given a name.
No,
didn't.
no, I mean, I'm gonna put it this way, Sev. Is this a spy returning back?
You were under the assumption that this is the person you're looking for is a spy that was planted in the north and has been able to get information somehow through those channels you shouldn't be able to get.
Working with the
You don't
spy.
know how. It could,
Okay.
The other difference is it could have been a ranger that just has a location. They
I know.
weren't sure who was coming.
Working with the spy master, would there be a certain particular phrase?
Not that was known to you.
I even specifically asked that before we left. Is there how do we identify?
I wasn't.
There
I
was
wasn't.
Misty had nothing because she
She
has
doesn't
no
know.
clue who is being sent. There's
Um,
a number of agents north. She doesn't know. It could have been one of 100 people, and there's no one way to identify them.
Would the spy know of the Nost?
You don't know how long they're. It depends. If it's a spy that has only been there shortly, then yes, they probably know of the Nost. If they've been there for years, they would know that the Nost is a building, but they would have figured it burned in the collapse. Which it
no.
Kimmel's gonna move and sit at the table with her.
Yeah, you could just conversationally bring up, the fact that you're, going to Penrith. The twins will say, you're welcome to say that you guys are simply giving us a tour, because they're very clearly from money, and that you're taking them back. If you want to just use that as a conversational topic, see if you bring that up, see how she reacts to it. If we need any kind of distraction, the twins can definitely provide that with some spells or something on the bard, and make the bard's show entertaining, or they can use the fabricate spell to make something.
So Kimmel sits down at the table.
Nods politely.
She nods back with a raised eyebrow. Can I help you?
My name is Kimmel. And you are?
My name is Amy Cray. I will reveal the name.
Pleasure.
Of course. How may I assist you, Kimmel?
And he's speaking quietly. He's not.
She's matching your volume.
Yeah. Yeah. He kind of monotone, so it doesn't carry across the bar. So Penrith is a girl.
She kind of, rolls her head as you see, elven ears. Yes.
How long have you been in the north?
You see her think. I mean, she is. How old's Kimmel?
Fae, including Fae or excluding Fae time?
Either or.
You've cut out for me, so I have no idea.
Probably excluding, because that's.
He's about 240.
Okay. She is full-blooded elf.
Yep.
She's like 140, 150. So she is, very much young adult.
Yeah.
She,
We're heading back soon.
Easier said than done. For some.
For some.
She nods.
No. How do you know the boy? He's making no. He's not hiding the fact that he knows she's looking that way.
I don't really know him.
Well, you seem to be worried for him.
Yes,
Can I ask why?
I sort of know what he's going through.
I'm sorry, you cut out source.
I sort of know what he's going through. She, her arms, even though her token, she's got that guy, but she's got longer sleeves because it's cold. She kind of, just to use subtly, kind of pulls back one of her sleeves, and on the very inside of her forearm, you see this, it's black, like a black almost tattoo. You can give me an Arcana and history.
Sorry, was that Arcana or history?
Arcana and history.
Ooh. Shit. Isn't really his thing.
You have no clue if it's arcane or not. You're not 100% sure, but it would seem to Kimmel, what he's learned, and he's traveled a good bit of the world at this point, Fae and otherwise. It looks like a marking that would be given to a slave.
Oh, okay.
And she just slowly pulls it back, making her no attention other than to herself other than you.
Mm-hmm.
She just looks at then
Is
why
kind
are
of
you here?
as it goes. Like is he sharing the conversation? Like what he's Okay. Can the twins do an Arcana?
Yes, they can. Do you need me to roll for you? Or
Yes.
Okay.
It'll take 10 minutes.
It's gonna be a little harder because your distance.
Yeah.
You're barely seeing this.
I can't move myself.
And on a nat 1.
Oh, good.
No clue.
Awesome.
However, on a nat
Thanks
1, you
for-
still rolled a higher Arcana than Kimmel. So be proud.
Can I make a history check?
And you can't see it. You'd have to see it. The Arcana was a stretch because of.
But I
it would
mean,
radiate.
Yeah.
Now without seeing it, there's so many slave markings. You wouldn't be able to tell.
While they're talking and over the bond that he's saying all this, I kind of want to come over here to the kid and kind of like kneel down. And he's playing with Blinky, right?
Yeah, he's pretty much finished his food.
I'm gonna play with Blinky also. Roll animal handling, or does he allow me to?
No, Blinky, Michael generally aware. Did Michael blink to Blinky, who is with them?
Yes, who is friend,
of
yes.
foe? Yeah, then Blinky would just play along.
Alright, if he's playing along, Is the bar still packed from people getting drinks, or?
It's still pretty busy because people have drinks. Seconds as she's cooked a lot. There's people back and forth enough where if you wanted to lose sight from people behind the bar, you could. But I mean, depending on who you're trying to lose sight from, it might not be possible.
Okay. Well, let's just try this. I guess I'm trying to hide from sight from the people that are near Raph, Thrad, and the twins, most likely. And I'm just trying to get near this kid so I can talk to him privately for a second.
Okay.
Would it be stealth roll or?
Yeah, give me a stealth.
Oh, now to 20. 33.
Yeah. Kimmel, when he goes out of sight near the boy, it's the first time you kind of see her kind of pop her head up a little bit and kind of veer a little bit towards the boy. Trying to see.
He kind of leans down and looks to the boy and just says, are you here with others? It kind of speaking very softly and quiet so no one can hear him.
He just shakes his head. He doesn't really, he gives you a no.
Kimmel told him that she was eyeballing this man right next to him, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know this man right next to me? And he kind of leans on his left foot to gesture.
Yeah. The boys, you get the boys pretty sharp. Having to survive, he's able to pick up on subtleties. He shakes his head. He doesn't know this man either.
Do you want to go somewhere safe with some nice people that are in this area?
Where?
I don't know yet, but when the time comes, are you willing to come with us?
Say to Penrith.
He doesn't know that. Or does he know that?
They've told him.
Yeah, so.
You're at Penrith over.
Yeah, because Kimmel told you what he wrote on the letter.
What she wrote.
Okay, then he quietly whispers to him, Penrith.
He kind of nods. Rather subtly, not really speaking.
Antoine.
Do we know this is going on telepathically?
Yeah, I think everything's being shared as in real time.
Relaying the information.
Okay, Michael's also going to tell you if he's been here for a while, he may know who we're looking for. I mean, if he picks up on things quickly, if he knows danger and all that, he may know who else has the scroll we're looking for.
Ask him if he knows anyone that has been, if there's anyone around that's been trying to help, maybe.
He
generally give me some intelligence checks where we're pushing.
For everyone, or
just everyone give me an intelligence check.
You'll have to roll for me. Sorry.
That one, haha.
Double that one.
Wow.
And almost falls out of the telepathic link. Well, the twins get it. The twins kind of correct the questioning.
Okay.
And say, who's been here more than a day?
Okay.
Okay. He asked the boy that, do you know who's been here more than a day?
They point out this man. They point out, obviously, the person Kimball's talking to. The female by Michael. The one that's been there since the beginning. And the dwarf have all been here for more than a day.
I have a question relating to the dwarf from something you said earlier. You said Kimmel recognized his signal, but it wasn't from either country.
Correct.
Does Kimmel recognize where it is from?
You would actually recognize where it is from.
I'm sorry, you're cutting out.
You would recognize where it is from. And only because at one point you had a conversation. You would recognize a while ago, and this is probably something Huggles forgot. Kimmel and Misty talked quite extensively. This man is wearing a actual signet, and something Kimmel would have looked up, generally because this is the personality of Kimmel, to learn that this information. He's wearing a signet from Cloudcross. He is from Lakia.
Okay. I'm genuinely trying to remember the significance of Cloudcross now.
It is. It is the capital of like the small country that Misty was born in.
Okay.
They do export. They do trade.
Do they slave?
When the
They sometimes do.
when the
Misty
twins
had
hear
slaves
this,
growing up. Yeah.
when the twins hear this, they're like, we could probably start a conversation with him.
Sure, but we keep skirting around the issue. We need to find out if we have a scroll.
We have another time-based event. This is all scripted.
Yeah.
Kimmel, the crowd, and based on your passive, and just based passive and positioning. Ant, what's your passive perception? Everyone else is
5.
kind of out of.
Because
I know it's at least 21.
Yeah,
Do
it's
you have
21.
observant?
No, I don't.
Okay. You would still pick up on this basically because of your proximity to it. Kimmel, based on your high passive perception and your proximity. Raph, what's your passive?
My passive is 11.
And Michael, what's yours? You probably need to be a little bit high, but
I think it's about I think it's 11 as well.
okay, yeah, you guys would miss this. Kimmel, the crowd as people are dispersing back to rooms and stuff after eating, the man sitting next to Ant at the table seems to raise an eyebrow at your company. She notices this, and she just kind of looks back to you and says, very, very subtly, and in Thieves' Cant, she switches the conversation.
Yeah. That's right. Kimmel's about to do that anyway.
I need you to stand up, and I apologize for what's about to happen. You'll be in no harm. You'll be in no harm. She says that. If you'd like to insight that, you can. I think Kimmel would. So.
Yeah, Kimmel would, but he's gonna do it anyway.
She's 100% honest with you. You'll be in no harm for what she's about to do.
No problem. He's responding to Thieves' Cant.
This is gonna be super funny because it's Kimmel of all people. So, like, Kimmel stands up. She stands up and kind of walks to Kimmel, puts her hand on like the center of your chest, almost to guide you. Basically, just begins making out with you as she pushes you out the front door. And she just guides you towards the stables and into the door and closes it behind her. She locks it. She, quickly she says, I do apologize if you are in any sort of relationship. I really do apologize. She looks again. She kind of checks in each and every one of the stables. And you see her kind of kick a post, and a little like rope ladder falls down. Quickly, please. As she kind of motions you into the loft.
Kimmel scampers up.
She goes, okay. Now that we can kind of speak freely.
Yes.
That man next to the ranger that is part of your group. I'm sorry, but all of you don't enter at the same time and not affiliated. He is from Astaria.
Yes, I realized.
He is from Staria. He is a mage. He is the one who gave me this. And again, she pulls down the marking. Now, you knowing it being completely arcane.
Yeah.
What are you here
Save
for?
that. We're looking for someone.
Who?
I'm entrusting you. Someone with information on a friend of ours who's being taken north. No Kill doesn't know that he's being executed unless Misty told him.
She would. You guys were in full. You get full.
To be executed.
Yeah. When was this person supposed to arrive, and who are they? I mean, obviously you don't know who they are. Because when was this person set to arrive?
I do not know.
She would have told you they had just arrived before they sent you.
They should have.
Not more than, an hour or so. Is what Misty was informed of.
Sorry, cut out for me.
You would have known that not more than an hour ago?
Not more than.
Anyone that hasn't been here for... All the people who have been here for more than a day can be eliminated.
Yeah, including her.
But obviously she knows something.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
She looks at you. The ones that have arrived are the ones sitting with your half-elven friend. The man kitty-cornered up next to her arrived with her. It might look like he's not paying attention, but he's an evil man. Trust me on that.
I would always presume such a thing.
Did they arrive, together, or just conveniently at the same time?
Kimmel gets that, asks. They arrived together. They attempted to come through two different entrances, but
okay.
To a trained eye, I watched them arrive together.
Alright, so if they're bad, then we can eliminate them. Who's left?
The lady in red came by herself.
She's a magic user. We know that. She has rolls and things locked in her room.
And everyone else here has been here.
So the lady in red is by default our option? After eliminating all of our other options? Okay. Then the twins will go over and...
Hang on, if you remember, the one with the eye patch said she was waiting for someone. They haven't arrived yet. Now, they could be there to meet people.
Okay. The lady with the eye patch was still, in our list of options?
The lady with the eye patch was waiting for... she's clearly part of that group.
I thought they just said that the guy with the cloak came in the same day as the lady with the eye patch.
They came through two different entrances, but they physically walked together up the path.
And we were just told that they were evil. If they're evil people, they're probably not on our side.
And they're waiting for someone.
Yes, probably the same person we're waiting for.
And they haven't arrived yet.
So...
That's what they said. Maybe they're waiting for us. Who knows?
That's just really paranoid.
Is this just a normal barmaid? Has Antolin...
sorry, I forgot to... Ant's met her twice. She's relatively new. She came here from the north. Her name is Misa Sharp. Ant's known her.
Okay. So Kimmel's relaying all this to the telepathic link, right?
Yeah.
All right. Ant's just gonna say, if she is the person that we are looking for, then get her. I'm going to help with this boy. And then he kind of stands up from his seat and nods to Dania and kind of gestures for the side door over here to the little boy and says, "Come on, do you want to go play outside with this dog?" And he kind of like stares at
Someone's gonna
Blinky
ask
oddly.
the twins how many people we can take back.
How many? I believe with teleportation circle I can take 8. I think. Everything's frozen, so wait, hang on, I've got my book. I'll check.
So the dog does go out with the boy.
So, Zev, how has the one with the eye patch been acting the entire time I've been sitting there? Like, what's her body language?
You know, she's been carrying on small conversation with you. You know, polite talk and banter. But she's continuously watching and seems to be looking for someone to arrive.
It actually doesn't. Teleportation circle doesn't specify how many.
As many as you can fit in the circle you draw.
Yeah. So if we all get close, then yes.
Maybe you have the twins draw a circle in the barn.
Out in the barn? Yeah. Okay, well then someone should go and talk to the lady in red.
Sorry, Sev. I'm just gonna like stand next to the door in case they need an escape, in case something goes bad. And I'm just gonna be watching the kid and Blinky, like standing next to the door to just listen.
Gotcha.
I'm gonna say this now. And I say this over the top, if things turn bad, I can channel divinity, and if they somehow manage to overpower my channeling of my god's power, they won't be affected by it. But if they are affected by it, they won't be able to get more than 30 feet from me.
So,
Kirimel's gonna turn to the sorry, I'm to the scrolling.
Do you want do the twins want to know if you guys want them to go start the spell? Drawing
You go start sorting out the teleportation circle. Can we send a talk to the wizard?
well, here's the thing. So the twins, I'm moving them. Go to the. Kimmel, I'm gonna put you and her just in the stalls to represent that you're upstairs. The twins begin preparations for a teleportation circle. As the boy goes out, Michael, Raph, and Throd perception checks.
When you roll lower than your passive.
I would like to argue I've been sitting here talking to this woman, watching her.
Yes, that's not the woman that's doing anything.
Oh, okay.
Throd, you and Michael both notice, based on where I have the crowds, as that boy gets out, the stranger suddenly sits up, brings her plate to the bar. Throd, at this point you lose her, you just can't see her through. However, Michael, you still line of sight. She lingers almost a moment or two too long, looking, seeing that she can't see out the door because of Ant. She comes and sits at this table with her door to the back, looking at the window.
So, okay. I of course I relay this information about the telepathic bond.
And you've become good friends with the boy, haven't you?
Sure.
Would you be able to ask him, aside from outside, perhaps, just talk to him with your back to the window? Maybe so he can't be seen, his face can't be seen. People can read lips. It's annoying. But were his parents carrying?
You hear Kimmel smirk.
Were his parents carrying anything important when they were hunted down? Is that why they were hunted? Apart from, half-elf. Were they carrying anything important?
He's gonna nod and kind of like push off the door, and then motions for the kid to come near, and it's kind of like, I guess, how do I want to do this? Do I have parchment on me?
It'd be kind of super obvious, you'd expect. You know, your one hand moving really quickly with an inkwell and a pen.
Mm-hmm.
You're outside. Doesn't make sense.
Okay. He's just gonna look to the boy and kind of say, by the way, I did not get your name. What is your name?
Brayden?
Brayden. Did your parents have any documents on them?
Not
The
that I'm
people
aware
that...
of.
Do they have any items that looked like they were sealed away, or anything of value?
No, we didn't have much ever. So you would also have gotten this man's name from Amy.
Okay. And just relays the message and then goes back to kind of keeping an eye on the door.
Since the twins are busy with the teleportation circle, Michael, why don't you talk to the wizard?
Okay. The lady in red in front of him.
Yeah.
Okay. Michael's going to bump into her because Michael's klutzy like that.
Oh, excuse me. I'm so sorry. She thinks it was her. She was kind of looking at whatever she was. She's got like a small kind of like notebook that she was flipping through. I'm so sorry.
I'm sorry. A small kind of what? You cut
like
out.
notebook that she was looking at. A very small. It's either a notebook or a book. You can't kind of tell from where you'd bumped into her accidentally. I am so sorry. I was not looking where I was going.
Okay. Michael's gonna blink, of course, because that's what he does, and he's gonna think for a minute and take a deep breath. And he's just, he's thinking about all the interactions that he's watched around the tavern, and so on and so forth. And he basically picks a person that he watched with some of the best interactions. And he looks at it and he looks at her and goes, "Oh, I'm sorry, ma'am. It's quite all right. I didn't hurt. I didn't stop your studying, did I?"
No, not at all.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's a very interesting notebook. I keep one as well. He shows her his notebook that he has. I just like taking various notes about things I observe. What are you taking notes on? The same?
Exactly. Anything I can find, really.
Interesting. We should, what have you? I mean, I've never been to this place before. Have you been here for a while?
No, I arrived earlier. I wanted to see what the mountains were like.
Oh, they are quite beautiful, aren't they?
Oh, yes. Cooped up in a library and transcribing all day is, it's not exactly the outside life.
Transcribing? What exactly do you transcribe?
Whatever they put in front of me.
Do you transcribe about other cities, or do you anything like that?
Well, from time to time, it depends on what is put on my desk.
So you basically do work for somebody and try and transcribe.
Yes.
Who? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That sounds like a very interesting job for me as well. Do you know? Who do you work for?
Well, I know that it might not be popular here, but I work in the Kingdom of Astaria, and they've been good to me.
Staria. Staria. Yes. I've been there. It's very nice. It's a very nice place. Currently, yes, the palace is beautiful.
You've seen the palace.
I've seen the
one
palace.
day.
I've seen it.
One day, I hope I can.
So how do you like working for them?
Yeah, the twins, because I'm assuming you're sharing this
Right.
conversation.
Right.
Yes.
Yes.
The twins remind you that you can always, feel free to use them as sorry, I completely lost my train of thought.
A reference. Great. If I want to get a job, I'll have references.
Yeah, you could be like, did you see those guys? I'm with them. I might be able to get you.
They're probably the only. I mean, outside of Kimmel, who he knows a noble, but doesn't dress like one. They are probably the only nobles in this establishment.
Right.
Pretty clearly, they can't really hide it.
She goes.
So-
Well, I mean, it's a job. I mean, I started from nothing. Just a farmer's daughter, and became educated
nice.
so that I could write.
Have you lived here your entire life?
Oh, just about.
Just about. Where else have you been?
Well, I was born on the road. My family looking for a farm.
Very interesting. Have you been far south?
Oh no, I do wish to see it. I hear it's quite the adventure of nature.
Personally, I'm in another continent. I've been traveling all over. Have you ever? I was thinking about going, and again, this may not be popular, to Penrith. Have you ever heard of it?
I have. A beautiful open city, isn't it?
I suppose I haven't been there.
Well, I believe that you would probably make it back before I do.
Why would you say that?
Well, I mean, I doubt that they would be so pleased to have a scribe from, Astaria sent there.
Michael's going to look at her and just, he's going to have like a half-cocked smile on his face. Would you like to go there one day?
Oh, my dear, I must return.
Must return to Penrith?
Oh, I never said that. I said I just simply must return.
To what?
And she just kind of starts walking. She says, "Would you like to see some great books that I brought with me?"
I would be very interested in that.
She kind of holds the door open for you.
I'll walk out with it. I'll let everybody know. And my connection's been lost. All right.
Well, we still have you here, so voice works.
And my internet completely went out except for voice.
And the death of Michael commences.
That works. Hey, if you're on voice, we can go. So she kind of unlocks the door and lets you enter. Enters and locks the door after you. And as soon as you enter, the kind of like shimmer and sheer in her face drops.
Okay.
And immediately, you being you, and I know you can't roll right now, and I'm not going to roll for this, you know that at this moment, she does have a spell ready in her hand. What are you here for? And why have you intentionally bumped into me?
Do I recognize her?
You've never seen her before in your life. Same girl that you were just talking to, but just the happy-go-lucky attitude quickly turned to business.
I think you and I both know.
The name of the man whose information you're looking for.
Say again?
The name of the man whose information you're looking for.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Are you saying that in a Reddit character?
The name of the man. Okay, the name of the man that you're looking for the information for.
Yeah, the name of the man. Yeah, you know it's Carrick.
Yeah, Carrot. Okay.
The spell dissipates. She goes, "Is the half elf with you?"
That
You
doesn't
know that
narrow it down.
she's actually referring to Raph. He's the only half elf in the bar.
Right, but there's other half elves. That's why, you
Yeah,
know.
the one talking to the lady with the horrendous scar under that eye patch.
You know, we were told about them being evil, right?
Mm-hmm.
Why is Raph still next to them?
Because he's trying. I think not trying to draw attention to it.
Yeah. I mean, if I suddenly go, I've got to go, it draws attention. After being sitting there flirting with her the entire time.
She asks whether you say yes, right?
I'm sorry, you're cutting out again.
I
One more
asked
time?
if she asked if Raph was with you. Did you say yes?
First of all, I communicate telepathically while she's talking to me.
Yeah.
And he pauses for a moment, waiting for.
Tell her.
Yes. he
No
is.
point lying.
Yes, he is.
And you need to get him out quickly. Are you able to communicate with the rest of your group?
If need be. Let me ask you this. Now it's my turn. Are you the one we're looking for?
She motions to the bag. Your information's in there. Scroll case, red label.
Excellent.
Take it. Let's get
got
out
it.
of here.
I got it. I communicate to the rest of them, what I found. Can you provide a distraction for us?
I can, but you need to make sure your men are in motion.
Am I?
Understood.
It might not look good for you, but I will make sure that there is a note in money left for Whaler.
Okay.
Am I done
Because-
the circle?
Yeah, you pretty much have it prepared. It's ready to cast.
This might be
Okay.
interesting.
They're standing at the ready.
Understand? She gives you directions to go south out the front door and run to wherever you tell her eventually, you guys are set up in the barn because you're being forthright with her. She goes, both the individuals sitting with your half elf and the other one sitting that was near the boy that apparently
The wizard.
the drow, yes. They all know me. I can't risk my cover being blown. So, you personally might not want to come back here for a little bit. Understand that? Till Whaler kind of understands. Agreed?
Agreed.
She says, I am truly sorry for this.
Truly sorry for what?
She steps back out the door, holding it open for you, nods to you to start running and to tell your compatriots that they need to exit now. Those that are there, because it's about to be very, very violent,
I
very
communicate
quickly.
telepathically.
Whilst they're having that conversation, can I ask Amy a question?
Yes.
I wanted to ask the boy a question also.
Kimmel's gonna look to her. So, we're leaving soon. If I could get you to Penrith, would that be something you would want?
Behind those walls and in a city where I can just be me and she shows the thing and not be this, yes.
Interesting. Is it worth a day?
She smiles and nods. I was that good then, was I?
He chuckled.
And she nods. But if it comes between me and the boy, get the boy, please.
Circle's ready.
Okay. As she asked that, I kind of turned to the boy again. Or are you done? Or are you gonna ask? her
No. He's literally gonna say on the thing. We're taking the kid, right?
Yeah, over the telepathic thing. That was my intention the whole time. But I just want to turn to the boy, Sev, and ask him. So, when we were inside this building, did you notice anyone that was chasing you? And he says it
The
like in
woman in
a...
green.
Antolin nods and opens the door and looks to Dania and holds out a couple of copper and says, Dania, can we have some bread, please?
Oh, of course. And she grabs a couple loaves and hands it to you.
As soon as she hands him, he whispers to her and looks around the room, scanning it to see if he could find the lady in green. It says,
Yeah, you see her. She's actually apparently sitting across. Are you trying to eat at the bar or are you at the table?
Frodo is at the table. He moved across when he spotted her moving after the kid.
Yeah.
Because he was aware the
You
kid was
spot him
outside.
across from your
Okay.
dragonborn with a large axe. And she's kind of made small talk with you, Throd.
Yeah.
But nothing too, interesting.
No. Throd is being quite careful to make sure he's at least mostly blocking this window.
I
Yes.
love how both me and Trad end up talking to the evil people.
Yeah, it's funny because it's the tanks just sat in front of the evil people, like, hi.
As soon as she hands me the bread, I kind of want to whisper, but smiling and trying to keep his He says, the boy said that the person that was after him and his family are in this room, and he kind of eyes the girl in green, and when he tells this to Dania,
she leans in and whispers into your ear, "Oh dear, I know. She's gonna have a terrible night. And there may have been a little extra herbs in her dinner tonight that she had."
he nods and says, "If it's all right with you, I'm getting this boy out of here."
Rav?
I will tell Waylor. He'll be very, very thankful for your next arrival.
He nods and takes the bread and closes the door, hands it to the boy, and starts, kind of gesturing to walk to the barn.
You guys casually make your way down with Throg's distraction in the window. She kind of loses you, but, snow is picking up. Visibility is dampening.
Raph looks at the. Is it fair to say that she's just an evil? It begins with B, and I'm not sure I can say it till after Waterstone.
And you want to scratch.
You don't know that for sure. She's definitely on the other side of this war.
Okay.
You know that for sure. You don't know if she's evil or she's following orders. I mean,
he looks at her, goes, "You know what? Really nice talking to you. I think I should get us some drinks. Is there anything you want to drink?"
Oh,
my treat.
An ale would be fabulous.
Just an ale? Nothing stronger? I mean,
no, that is fine. Also, if you are not actually intending to bring them back, please roll me deception.
Oh no, he's gonna go up to the counter and pay for drinks and get them dropped to the table, and then he's gonna walk out the door.
Still give me a deception. It's gonna be an advantage. Because you said get us drinks.
Oh, he'll get himself a drink.
Yeah, but you're not. You know what I mean? You're trying to be sneaky.
God damn it!
As you stand up, as she stands up, she grabs your hand for a second and pulls you in and just whispers, "Well, it was interesting meeting you today, Raph. I do say."
Must resist urge to pinch butt. Must resist urge to pinch butt.
I do say it was interesting, just talking and seeing the similarities that the two sides of this war have. She caught you in every lie.
I know. it's clear to see. He just smiles and goes,
I will tell you, I am still waiting for that person. She just leans back and she continues to watch for the door.
He looks at her and he goes, "To be honest, I just quite enjoyed talking to you."
Well then, may our swords not cross on the battlefield then. Maybe we can have drinks here again one day. And she just leans back. Very politely. There's no undertone snarkiness or anything about it. She actually, and I will tell you this out of character, was actually being out with. She is waiting for a contact. has nothing to do with this.
He bows his head and goes to neutral ground, and walks and he walks up to the counter and he goes and he points over to her and goes, "An ale, some of the good stuff."
Mueller nods and gives a chuckle and gets an ale and hands it to Mesa, who brings it over to her. And as are you exiting through the door?
He slides over the coin and he slides over a few extra and he goes, "Just in case anyone tries anything funny. I'd rather not someone get hurt tonight." And he walks out the door.
Just before as you exit, she does raise her ale to you as you exit the door, and you watch this man join her at her table.
As Raph goes to leave, Thad is going to say his goodbyes to the person he's sharing a table with, and he's going to wander out behind him.
Yep. As you guys are there, Michael, you're in this hallway. She has stood here and is motioning for you to run. She goes, "I'm sorry, I do have to keep my cover." And you watch her just rip her dress and crack herself across the face immediately, like the eye swelling. And she throws herself through the door, and there is a loud yell as you start sprinting.
Ah, son of a bitch. All right, let's do this.
You guys start running.
Scatter!
She gave him a good head start to run down the hallway. As you all get there, you hear like Wailer, "What the fuck?" And you hear blades drawn as the arcane lights flare up, and you guys are all brought back into the Arcana.
I believe Winds have cast that spell.
I can't wait to explain this.
Wow.
Did we hear the scream, by the way?
Oh yeah, it was loud in there. There was like basically it was a bar fight.
Rob turns to Michael and is like, "What did you do?"
Michael, of course, just looks up and blinks and he goes, I swear, I just got this, and then she hit herself and tore her dress, and I don't know what's going on. I need Cocoa."
Thor just sort of pats Michael on the head reassuringly. It's okay, buddy.
Everybody wants to give Michael a big hug right now. Like,
Nope. No, please no with the touching. Please no with the touching.
The twins are not going to touch him.
We appear in the Arcana, right?
Yes.
We should get this information to
Misty.
as quickly as possible.
Misty or Colin, either one.
What if we should take the kids to the orphanage?
Well, that's what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know my way around town.
We'll give you directions to the orphanage. We have to go see a friend of ours. Relay some information. The orphanage is obviously third road on your left, fourth gone down, great doors.
I should put you on the penance map. How about that? Boom.
They will bow to Ant and say thank you for your assistance.
When Kimmel's giving out directions, can I insight Amy?
Yeah.
As to what her reaction is to. Hang on.
I mean, you didn't before? What?
No, like Kimmel literally
She was that good, huh?
every 5 minutes.
She's at first she doesn't. She was I'll give you the course of getting out of the Arcana and into the streets.
Where's the Arcana?
The Arcana is right there.
Oh, I see it now.
At first, she's a little trepidatious. She was going on, but she wasn't sure with her insights on you guys. But she also knew that her time was ticking, of potentially being free. So she was willing to give it a shot. That being said, eventually, when she didn't know where she was, she kind of walked out. When she saw and looked around and knew she was actually in what she had heard Penrith looks like, there was a legit joy that she feels that she's safe.
Welcome to Penrith.
She smiles and goes, well then, where does one find lodging? Don't have much, but...
I know a place. Why don't you follow us for a second? We're heading there anyway.
Okay. She follows.
Michael's still shaking and walks towards the wolf. I don't know what's going on anymore.
Rubs Michael's back. There. It's okay. It's okay.
If the kid lets me, I want to pick him up and put him over my shoulders, and then just carry him in the directions that Kim will give him to the orphanage.
He's wide-eyed. Like, I mean, here's the thing. I mean, for him and even for Amy, like, you're stepping out on the streets and there's half-elves, there's elves, there's dwarves, a whole mixing pot of races that they probably heard about but never saw. However, Amy's probably, even on Kimmel's Insight, watching that, she's seen them before, but she's never seen them free. She's seen a number of different races. She doesn't see chains on people in the streets.
I have a question.
Yes.
How do I put this?
How do you put this?
Did anyone throw up in the Arcana?
No.
Oh god.
Not doing
Because
as soon as you put it on his shoulders, I was like, oh god, no.
Yeah.
God save.
Okay, so we got it. We'll get this information back to Misty.
The entire time, Michael is just like, why? Why couldn't she just make it look like she did this instead of actually doing it to herself? God!
Because there's things such as medicine checks, dear.
Yeah. Anyway. So we get to Misty.
Yeah, you guys walk into the wolf. Missy's behind the bar and looks out the window and says, kind of get a little close, but you get the job done, I hope.
Michael, with shaking hands her the scroll.
She sees Michael's off right now. What do I want to know?
Apparently beating women is bad.
Michael is fine.
Oh.
He's just had a long day.
There was a distraction.
Michael just looks and there is a sudden realization in Misty's eyes. Oh, you met Clara.
Met Clara nothing.
Yes. So she starts chuckling. Yes, she really gets into her work.
Raph looks very confused.
I didn't go with them, right?
They probably gave you directions to the wolf, but you brought the kid.
Alright,
Yeah,
I'll
but
You
also
brought
to the
Brandon.
so you
Like-
can drop the kid off.
Yeah, I'll probably take the kid to the orphanage first.
Yeah. Well
I
then.
feel like Kim will have given you directions
Yeah.
for afterwards.
Yeah, Kimmel likely would have. So, she starts looking at it and goes, alright then, it will be, it can be done. It can be done. She looks, she goes, I know some of you just returned, but, those of you who wish to see the end of this, give me a few minutes while I make the arrangements. She looks to the, this is about the point that you're entering, Ant.
Yeah.
And she looks to Kimmel and Amy and goes, may I? Is he also with you?
Yes.
May I inquire who you picked up?
Well, this is Amy. I have no idea who he is.
This is
Name.
this
We
is
know his
Ant.
name.
This is Ant. He's
I don't want to pay attention.
he's a ranger. He also is an elf.
He was.
I thought he would be an uncle, not an aunt.
Wah,
Misty actually grabs like a hot pocket cocoa and puts it in front of Michael. No heat this time.
Michael chugs it.
It's actually better than the normal.
Raph just goes. He's a good guy. Is the kid still on your shoulders?
No, he brought him to the orphanage.
Yeah.
I'll probably tell you guys that soon. I just got back from the orphanage.
So then
Exactly.
you assisted them, both of you.
Well, they kind of came sliding down on a mountainside full of snow straight towards me. So, yes.
Better than the other options. She says then on behalf of those here, I don't know if you're staying long term or here, but you have a room for at least the night. She kind of grabs a key and slides it over the table to Ant and one to Amy.
He nods and takes it.
That being said, I do have a few things to take care of. Get what you need and be ready. We end this tonight. We don't probably have another shot.
Going to rescue Carrick?
Yes.
Raph literally walks towards Misty and has the most.
We should probably send one of our brothers, then.
She nods. No offense, twins, but they are more suited for this. I would not
Yes,
wish to
of
see
course.
either of you get hurt.
Of course. And they will bow to everyone and head back out.
Okay.
Michael goes up to his room with his cocoa still shaking.
Yeah, Varric's hot chocolate.
Thrad is sort of looks at Misty and goes, I shall probably have to duck out from this last one. I find myself fatigued. The rage takes it out of me.
She laughs, and when all the hitting is about to begin.
Yeah, unfortunately. But you know, someone has to do the dirty work at the beginning.
She nods.
So Thrad is going to move up into his room.
Okay. And that will call it into this one. And I need to go get a drink and a bathroom break, as we are
Okay.
less than 4 hours from ending the soul.
Is Sarla
Okay.
open now?
Yeah, it's 4:30 in the afternoon. Of course she's open.
Okay.
Nice.
Ace is going to Sarla. He also did he grab?
Oh, I'm going to get a drink and stuff, so Ace can do whatever he'd like when I get back.
Okay.
Figure out
Alright.
who's going and
About 5 minutes.
what classes, who's going. You know, be ready for a fight.
I actually
Okay,
gotta, actually gotta
I
go
can
back.
bring Kitty. Punch things.
Yeah, I was gonna let I was gonna say anyone who I've played a few games already, so I'll defer to other people to let them go first. But I can bring Tassar because you guys might need a healer. If you need a healer, just let me know.
Or I can bring Mary, either one.
I've been awake for. Can we send Seb's party? You know, Roman.
Please bring Roland. For the love of heaven.
I actually gotta go to bed, guys. So
Okay, go to bed.
Sleep well.
Night.
yeah, I don't know.
Star's gonna go get a donut before the shindig starts.
Wait, there's another one shot coming up.
Okay. Now,
One shot that Sev said to bring a strong party that works together.
yeah, we're gonna have to.
Well, Mary.
staying
I
on?
mean, not Mary. Kitty is good at following orders.
Yeah, but he doesn't do as much damage as some other people. Kaylin, are you on?
I am on. I don't think I will be able to participate in this final as much as I very, very much want to.
Madfish?
I was just making sure that people who hadn't had a chance to play, because I'm not sure how big of a team is going.
We need a strong party.
Yes, I know, but people who haven't had a
And
chance
Kitty
to play
is
yet.
the strongest I have.
Yes, people who haven't had a chance to play yet. I'm gonna let them go first.
Really only in the first one, so...
Yeah, so I'm gonna let them go first. And if there's